What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I got to have a conversation with you guys about Tiege Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me? This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Tiege Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Tiege Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Tiege Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Hopefully my audio is what it needs to be. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. Man, I couldn't even do no work last night because the power was out. Backup generators kicked on. I was contemplating whether I wanted to head out to the suburbs, but it was so late last night, and I'm like, nah, because I got to get back to the studio in the morning. But we had an awesome live stream last night on Room 9. So if y'all did not check that out on After Hours, make sure you go and check that out on After Hours. And we in the building. I was even scared that I wouldn't be able to stream today. And I'm like, man, listen, we're not going to have to do no makeup show every single week, are we? You know what I'm saying? They tried to imitate me yesterday. Imitated but never duplicated. Shout out to my Room 9 family. Everybody had on the uniform, the black shirt, the white hat, bag chaser's hat, the glasses, and the Rolex. And then they went and got the had their red cups out. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to all of my people on Room 9. What up? What up? What up? Yeah, man. I didn't know, man. My power went out yesterday. And I had the power company here working on it, trying to get things backing up and running and all of that. So it was a pretty interesting thing. How y'all doing today? What up, Chris Cunningham, Jesse, K Cooper, Trees, Chip the Great. My girl, I might need to use her as my new accountant. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. PJ, if I told you when, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So we just gonna drop them and we gonna see what's popping. You know what I'm saying? Top of the day to the chasers. First and foremost, make sure you guys tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Tiege Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off of life. Man, I got so much happening all at the same time. It's like 1,000 different things from a business perspective happening all at once. I have so many different things. I got my daughter pitching me a big business idea, and man, it's 3 different houses going up all at the same time. It's just it's a bunch of stuff happening. A bunch of stuff happening. You know what I'm saying? What up, though? What's going on? I want to give a dirty 30 birthday wish shout out to the love of my life and a thorn in my side at times. Destiny. What up? Chad from Morris is giving A dirty 30 birthday shout out. Shout out to Destiny. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to all of the April babies in the building. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. What up? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. I didn't know that they was going to all come dressed up like me yesterday. So that was a welcome surprise. And it was just thoughtful. You know, I appreciate people rocking out. So got a lot that we want to cover today. And so because of that, I couldn't get a lot of work done yesterday, but we still hustling. We still gonna get it. Lots happening in the streets. I heard it was a guy that pulled up on Al Sharpton's conference that he got, that National Action News conference thing that he had going on. And he basically told them that all of them was old and that, you know, they're not voting for them unless they give them some form of reparations. That's what people was telling me. And so I want to check that out. Let's start off the morning with that and see what happened with that. Let's get that out of the way. All right. And then we're going to get to all of the super chats, cash apps, whatever is happening. This is a 4-hour and 30-minute live stream.
Kathleen Parks.
Kathleen Parks. All right. Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Let's see if we can find it.
To pray, I'm not even making this up, so that his missiles can kill more innocent people, right? It got so bad that he got a
14,000
Apparently they letting people come up to the podium and give their thoughts.
We're over 6,000 voters and over 14,000+ residents. So I just want to say to anyone who's listening, I can only speak to New York City, to make sure that you check your registration status, make sure you check your polling site.
Success. Winning is I win, everybody else lose. Success is I win, everybody wins.
You know, when I see people jump up on the podium sometimes and they start saying a bunch of their little liberal talking points and their democratic talking points and their black power talking points, sometimes it's so stupid and so cringe, but it also is informative because it reminds me of the people that oppose the Republican and the you know, the conservatives. It reminds me. And so it kind of gives me some insight on, oh, this is what we're dealing with. Okay, not a big deal. You know, I just be like, okay, I get it. I get it. We catering sometimes to the lowest common denominator. But let me see if I can find this. There's a lot of speakers up here.
Alive to tell it, because so many of my black brothers and sisters, they shot down and killed. But the Lord allowed us to be alive to tell the story. We was in the hospital and they wanted to keep us for 3
in the village of Harlem. The National Action Network Political Action Committee has been in the resource room for the last 3 days. We will be in there.
And you should too, because they are on your side. Step up, tell us your name, and briefly, what is on your mind?
Well, I know Tiege Henley father. What's on my mind is a personal scripture. One day, the king had called the parents in because their child had been killed on the Sabbath, and you're not supposed to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go get some water real quick. I'll be I gotta get some water. First of all, first of all, I don't. This is why I have to pre-screen things to better understand exactly what's going on right now. I'm looking for the gentleman that it's too early in the morning for this. Maybe we need to take a break. Maybe we need to do Wednesdays off and then we do a makeup show on and we need to do a makeup show. No, no. You're not gonna blame this one on me because I didn't say nothing. And I don't have anything negative to say whatsoever. Let me answer my phone. Hello? What's going on? I'm on a live stream. Okay, bet. You're not gonna put this one on me. No, PJ. No, Vito Royale gonna say, Lord, I'm not laughing at the man, I'm laughing at AD. I didn't do nothing. No. I don't know. I'm trying to find the guy that you guys sent me. I'm not taking responsibility for this one. Not today. I'm not taking responsibility for this one. Nope. He's next. Okay. So why did they put? Let's just play it through and see if we get to him.
On the Sabbath. So the king had called the prophet in, and he asked the prophet, who hit your son? His parents said, don't ask us, ask him. He is that.
Hold on. All right. Let's start over. Let's start over. All right, we're gonna do all this over again. What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys. You guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you guys for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I'm your host, Anton Daniels. What up? All right. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing today? Y'all up? You know what? We went out of order today. I'm going to start off with the Cash Apps and the Super Chats, and then we're going to go from there. All right? Going to go from there. Cash App, Super Chats. And then we're going to go from there. Unreal, bro. Unreal. I want to give a shout out to Mike That Dude. Shout out to Mike That Dude for holding me down on Cash App. Spencer Campbell in the building. Shout out to Spencer Campbell. Also want to give a shout out to my girl Heather. What up, Heather? Thank you for holding me down. Let's read some of the super chats and we're gonna go from there. Mr. Lot says, I'm not about to play with you. Family. Mr. Lot, you crazy, bro. You are insane. Shout out to my dog, Mr. Lot. Mike the Vet in the building 2.0. I see you, big dog. Dion H452 says, why you laugh? I'm not laughing. Never. Nope. I don't get into that. Eric Harris says, I just got here. Why did they play this? Lord, give me. Anybody that's watching this knows that I am literally trying to find the guy. Fi Brown said that he was next. I was cycling through people trying to figure it out. If you came in late, then you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know, Eric Harris. So Mr. Lot says, I saw this. Mr. Lot says, I saw this at church once. Gotta keep saying amen. Save face with Jesus. Mike the Vet said you help. No, y'all. Brick Squad G937 says, time dog, you fried, bro. Chase Burns says, I thought my audio was off. Mike more or less says, I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Manny Plays PC says, that's how AD sound when he's trying to read. Trying to read some of y'all super chats. Chris Cunningham said the reboot was much needed. I'm trying to be a good saint. Me too. No, me too. Shout out to Latrell says, Lord, I'm doing my best. We all are. We get in by the skin of our teeth. Eric Harris says, now I got to go on an extra fast. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy out here in these streets. All right, y'all. Let's get to the guy. Zydeco Soul. What's up, baby girl? How you feel? I see you. Thank you for supporting the platform. Thank you, Zydeco. I appreciate you, my love, for holding me down. Thank you. It's not my day today. It's not my day today. We not laughing at no videos. We just trying to get to this part that they get. This is the guy right here, guys.
Briefly, we have to get going in one moment. Step up, tell us your name, and briefly, what's on your mind? Where's the niece?
Let me hold it. Hey, yo, as I look around this room, if you're 35 years old or younger, raise your hand. 4 people. So here's the thing. Y'all in trouble. Yesterday, you had Al Green up here talking about we need a Secretary of Reconciliation, and then that's going to include what he said was reparations, which, by the way, wasn't reparations. Reparations is more than a check, but the very first thing it is a check. And come this year during the midterms and in 2028, if you don't have our check, you won't get no vote. No check, no vote. Yeah, I know that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what's happening. All of y'all in here, with all due respect, you're beautiful, but you're old. You're not talking to the youth. You don't know how to talk to the youth. You're trying to tell us what to do. We're not having it no more. So if you want our vote, you got to come with our paper. We're not scared of Trump. We're not scared of anybody. Biden is a racist. Trump is a racist. Kamala is a racist. And if you don't have our money...
Hey, he tried to take the mic from me. Hey, you see how he trying to take the mic from him? Hold on, look.
Trump.
Hey, first of all, homie is looking around in the jacket, in the white jacket or whatever, the white pullover. He's trying to look around to see, hey man, is this okay? Because this is on a live stream.
Is a racist. Kamala is a racist. And if you don't have our money, you don't get our vote. Yeah, not. Who are you? Oh, all right. Yeah. So like I was saying,
Hey, he got a death grip on that microphone though. He got a death grip on that microphone. Hey, why he check him like that though? We got to start this over. Hold on. We're not gonna go too far back though. I don't want to get out.
Mine.
Let me hold it. Hey,
He said, "Let me hold it." See, when you rewatch stuff, sometimes you catch some of the small details that play a bigger role in what's going on. He said, "Let me hold it." He wouldn't let him pull the mic back off of him because he wanted to get his stuff off. He already knew he was gonna get his stuff off.
As I look around this room, if you're 35 years old or younger, raise your hand. 4 people. So here's the thing. Y'all in trouble. Yesterday, you had Al Green up here talking about we need a Secretary of Reconciliation, and then that's going to include what he said was reparations, which, by the way, wasn't reparations. Reparations is more than a check, but the very first thing it is a check. And come this year during the midterms and in 2028, if you don't have our check, you won't get no vote. No check, no vote. Yeah, I know that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what's happening. All of y'all in here, with all due respect, you're beautiful, but you're old. You're not talking to the youth.
Hey, look at the black woman in the back. Watch when he say you're beautiful, but you old.
All of y'all in here, with all due respect, you're beautiful, but you're old. You're not talking to the youth.
You know what? I may not agree with a lot of what he's saying, but one thing that I will agree with is that the Democrat Party is washed. They are old. They are washed. They not tapping in with the youth. That's one thing. See, regardless of whether you agree with Turning Point USA, and Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk or whatever that legacy is, the one thing that we know for sure, and the two things that's for certain, is that they out there. And is more young people every single day. Is more young people every single day. They on college camp. Do you know why they used to debate on college campuses? A lot of people miss this. You know why Charlie Kirk spent most of his time on college campuses debating and winning over people? Is because that's where they spent the majority of their time recruiting. A lot of people think that he was just on college campuses debating. Let me break something down to y'all, aside, because it's a lot to learn from this, regardless of whether it's Al Sharpton's thing or whatever, so on and so forth. It's a lot to learn from this. The first thing that y'all have to understand is that when people are wise, when people are smart, and a lot of times what white people do, shout out to white culture. We need to steal this from y'all, but I'm definitely going to go ahead and break this down. What white people do, and a lot of times what people that are very intentional do, is that they start recruiting young. They spend the majority of their time focusing on the longer term vision. Black people are more concerned with whether or not they win the debate. White people, a lot of times, are more concerned with whether or not they win the soul. You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. We are short-term, small-minded, middle of the road, fair weather, don't take a position, don't have a long-term objective. Y'all focused on a talking point. They're focused on recruiting. That's the difference. So when you go to a Turning Point USA event, y'all need to get out of y'all comfort zone. Y'all need to go to these rallies, go to these events, go to these conventions, go to things that are different than what you are used to going to or that you want to go to. When you look around, People that are conservative, people that are MAGA, people that are Christian, people that go to Turning Point USA, people that are at those rallies, there are more younger people than people that tend to show up at stuff like this and showing up at a Black Lives Matters event or showing up at a No Kings rally. You're not hearing me. They understand, bro. Republicans, MAGA, they understand the youth is where it's at. Don't nobody care about continuing to go to these events with these lunch ladies. It's not appealing. It's not appealing. He says something that completely went over everybody else's heads. And you may not necessarily agree with his politics, but you got to listen to what he says, because what we understand is that you can learn something from anybody. What we don't understand is that you can learn something from anybody. You want to know why there's a segment of people, and I call them fan pages or fan channels, and everything they do is Anton. And what they don't understand is they are not only keeping me in the algorithm and promoting me to all of them, but also I appeal to a much larger demographic. If I have today, I crossed 1.35. I went from 1.34 to 1.35 million subscribers on the Anton Daniels channel, which has nothing to do with the Millionaire Morning Show, has nothing to do with the Room 9 channel. It's a completely different segment. What people don't know is that my reach of 1.35 million people subscribe to that channel. A small, minuscule fraction of that is the streets of YouTube, is the lowest common denominator in YouTube. My content is targeted towards a bigger demographic than just the hood. When you start to expand your horizons, when you start to have a longer term approach, meaning that when you put together a plan for whatever you're doing and it feeds into the 10-year view and not the 2-day view, you have a much, much bigger impact and a broader impact than somebody that's focusing on how they can feel right now. When I create content, for example, I shouldn't even say this. I'm not going to say that part. I'm going to leave that part out of it because that's all Patreon stuff right there. But my point is, you know why I don't censor people? We got West Coast 515 talking crazy. Because I'm not emotional. Meaning that I know that his subscription and his comment and his engagement on this channel actually helps me and feeds me into the algorithm. I look at hate and love the same. I look at negative feedback and positive feedback the same. It's all the same. The advertisement show to him just like it showed to the people that love me. Why would I want to mute him? Why would I not want him to engage on the channel and be participatory in what we got going on just because he says something that's crazy or incendiary? Cool. Let him kick. That's why I tell the moderators all the time, let them rock. Let them rock. Let them do their thing. Let them get their stuff off. Let them feel some type of way. Let them engage. Let them become more immersed in the algorithm Daniels universe. I'm cool with that because it all translates the same. Why would I trip about that? Let that man rock out. Let him go crazy in the chat. Let him type all day long. We cool with that. We not tripping. You got to start thinking. Y'all got to think your way through it. Think your way to victory. Think your way through war. Think your way up to the greatness. Everything you do has to be towards a greater purpose. And what I'm looking at him telling them that's going to fly over everybody's head is he said is 4 people in there under 35. Probably 1 or 2 people under 30. These old guards, the Al Sharptons, they are dying off. They're whatever they got going on in 10 to 15 years is over. It's over for that. Right now, they just the gathering at the church. They the ones that selling the dinners at the church. You know what the Democrat Party never did? They don't have a Marco Rubio in the bullpen. They're not grooming the future leaders of America. They don't have a Turning Point USA. They got a National Action Network. These people are selfish. They trying to get as much money as they can while they can get it and hold on to the power as long as they can. They're not trying to pass the torch. They're not trying to pass the baton. They're not trying to set up for the future. They're not trying to figure out how to get the next new Democratic Party, the new thought leaders, new ideas, innovative ideas, change, evolve. You got these old people. Maxine Waters is rerunning. Why? Maxine Waters should have been grooming and putting people in a position to win for a long time. Why is Maxine Waters running again? That makes no sense. No sense. No innovation, no change, same talking points. Hey, we hate Trump. What are they? Okay, let me ask y'all another question, and then we're going to get back to what he's saying. What are y'all going to do when Trump is not in office anymore and you don't have anybody else to blame? You got 2 more years. That's it. You got 2 years. That's it. What are you going to do when you can no longer blame Trump and have Trump derangement syndrome? How are you going to navigate and market yourself? How are you going to appeal to a new demographic of voters? Because these immigrants is getting deported. So you can't lean on to them and say that they're going to become the new voters. Black people already is maxed out they voting, and they only going to show up at a 20% rate, but they're going to vote at a 90%, 92% clip of whoever show up. We know what he's saying also hits on a different level. Let me break that down. Let me get back to what he's saying.
You don't know how to talk to the youth. You're trying to tell us what to do. We're not having it no more. So if you want our vote, you got to come with our paper. We're not scared of Trump. We're not scared of anybody. Biden is a racist. Trump is a racist. Kamala is a racist. And if you don't have our money, you don't get our vote. Yeah, not. Who are you? Oh, all right, yeah, so like I was saying, I'm going to land my plane right there, but the Democrats are no better than the Republicans. No check, no vote. Y'all take care. And somebody get my man a tissue. He need a tissue.
Thank you. First, let me clarify something.
There dude had all of them in a tizzy.
Are many young people that are part of the National Action Network. I happen to be one of them. I may look old, but I'm not old.
Jesus. Ain't nothing cool about the Democratic Party, bro. The National Action Network, the Democratic Party. Ain't nothing cool about anything that's going on inside of that room. That's probably the most fire that they done had inside of there the entire day. I may look old, but I'm young.
Ain't nothing cool in that room, bro.
And we have then actually brought young people from out of town to the convention.
From out of town to the convention.
Under the leadership of Ashley Sharpton and Reverend Cassius Rudolph from HBCUs, and went on a whole college tour. So I don't want anybody to think that we are not supportive of our young people, because Rev was a young person one day that somebody looked out for to assist. And that's what NAN is about. Rev,
see, and this is what I'm saying. Instead of them realizing that dude was right, they're looking to respond. And that's the problem, is that they're not receiving the feedback. They not hearing him. They didn't hear nothing that he said. They're so busy trying to combat and trying to push back that they not really hearing him. And he resonated enough for me to actually catch the word on it, and people sent it to me. And so apparently he's resonating with a lot of other people, but they not hearing him. They not hearing him.
He says he's not anybody's talent agent, but
how come he didn't do none of this when any of the other people spoke?
Believes in helping those that need help. Because what does the Bible says? Your gift will make room for you. Not that someone will make room for you, but what? Your gift. So let your gift shine light. All right. Now y'all come on and be brief, because we don't have. Okay, we got one more person. This is the last person. Step
119.38. All right, I got you. 119.38 is when Al Green responded. 119. We can start.
Al Sharpton.
Look at these geezers. Burning out. Burning out. Down, 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 down. Burning out. Burning out. Burning out. Burning out. Burning out. Burn down, 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 down. So old clothes, old soul, old everything. Feel like I'm about to go into the basement and get a church meal for the church chicken from the mothers of the church and the deacons. Burning out. Come on, man. Nobody want to hear this nonsense. But let's hear what Al has to say in response.
Thank you. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
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 Jesus.
Hands with the person next to you. Tell them you love them.
I love you.
Look to your neighbor to the left. Now look to your neighbor to the right.
All right. Thank you all for being here. We have had a great convention and a great gathering. Give yourself on Impact TV, YouTube/5. We're happy to be with you another Saturday morning. Our host, Sister, we've had chapter leaders this afternoon. They paid agents, vacateurs, because anybody afternoon they're gonna see two people, young people. That tell afternoon is our youth day. I heard somebody talk about young people that tell them to just stay around. They're gonna see two people, two afternoon, all of the youth in there. And I don't know, but you get provocateurs because anybody that is talking to somebody younger than them holding the mic, then you know that they paid agents. And if you're in the room, if you don't like me saying that, I'll say it again. Because you cannot get reparations without putting people in office that's going to pay them.
So now the dude is a paid agent. Because they don't like the feedback, because he don't like what he said, because he don't like what was happening. Now all of a sudden, dog is a paid agent. Stuck in their ways.
Talk that ignorance somewhere else.
Old folks.
So people talking about we have been for all of our existence fighting for reparations, made every candidate pledge to it. You cannot get reparations unless you elect folk that's gonna pay it. Who you gonna pay yourself? So you can't at one hand say don't vote for everybody, they racist, but I want reparations. Who gonna pay you? So either you paid or you stupid or both.
So now he insulting me.
I mean, I don't see nobody standing up. I didn't see whoever it was, but
you seen it?
Yeah, okay. I told I was at college and the guy stood up talking about I don't believe in all that nonviolent stuff. Y'all need to get out the way and da 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 and da 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 da. And all you punks, I said, hold it with the punk stuff. I said, because you got one punk out. You go to second punk, you're going to get the best nonviolent whipping you ever got in your life. Because I'm not scared of the folk we fighting. I ain't scared of the folk we fighting with.
This is so tired. But I'm excited because the more that they continue to stand firm on whatever it is that Reverend Bobblehead is talking about, the more that we'll continue to win and the more that we'll see. People don't really understand. They don't get it, bro. They don't know that I regularly run into people and I regularly get emails every single day. My inboxes are full. My DMs are full. My TikToks are full. Everything is full of getting feedback every day of people say, yo, you opened my eyes. Yo, I'm glad I stayed following you because when I first found you, I didn't agree with you. Yo, you know what? I knew that they was lying. Man, you changed my perspective towards life. Dog, I look at people completely different. Man, whatever, so on and so forth. You have no clue the people that I run into every day and they say, bro, we ain't never going back. I don't know what. Hey, man, my family is crazy, bro. They don't get it. I mean, I can see differently now. I used to think just like them. Let them do what they do. We not trying to inform them. We not trying to give them no insight. We not trying to educate them. We not trying to give them a strategy so that they can move differently. Let them do what they do and let the party that they stand for die with them. See, let me tell you something, bro. And then we're going to go on to the next story. I'll tell you this. The longer that you stand on this plantation, we call the Democrat plantation. The longer that you stand on this mindset that the more that you do what you've been doing, somehow, some way you're going to start to get a breakthrough. The much more you're going to end up just like them. What do we want? Blah, blah. What do we need? What do we do? That's so tired. It's old. Don't nobody care about it anymore. Ain't nobody tripping off of your racist mentality, all of that stuff. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. None of it matters, bro. So good luck. God bless you. I hope that everything continues to go exactly how it's been going all of this time. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. That's a heck of a way to start the show, ain't it? A little while, but we gonna be all right. Shout out to my dog, Fi Brown. Mr. Joe says one thing's for sure and two things for certain. They're not getting reparations. And everyone in that room is gonna vote Democrat again. Facts. Eric Harris says, in my opinion, old heads don't care for the future. They want to push their trauma on young people, and that's why Black Dems are failing. Chris Cunningham says, it's funny how he's talking no justice, no peace when Al is an FBI informant. The hypocrisy. I am disgusted about what I just heard. This is the reason why Black community can't grow, because of people like Al. Words matter, and being dismissive really hurt the people you claim to help. Keon Bell says, sometimes I want to say some of the dumb talking points liberals say to what's so great about it for them, but it's impossible for me. Vance Rubio, 2028 facts. Coach Chris says, is there a Democrat that you like or would support? Yeah, I like John Fetterman. I think John Fetterman is incredible. I love John Fetterman. I think that John Fetterman is very much an old school 90s Democrat throwback. Yep, sure do. Sure do. So make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me see what else is happening in these streets. Oh, Chick-fil-A. I said that I was going to talk about this yesterday, so I was going to add that to the docket. So let's go ahead and revisit this whole Chick-fil-A conversation really quickly. It was a shooting in New Jersey. And at first, when I first seen the videos and I was doing research to find out what was going on, I thought one thing, and then I changed my mind to the other thing, and then I wind up coming back to my original thought. I'll tell you about it in a second. Let me go ahead and share with y'all what was going on. You'll understand it shortly.
Investigators still trying to figure out why a group of masked suspects targeted that restaurant, that Chick-fil-A in Union Township.
That's right. One person was killed, 6 were wounded. Cell phone video shows the chaotic moments Saturday night. The shooter opening fire in the dining area. Families with children scrambling for safety.
And now we are hearing from the mother of one of the employees hurt in all of it. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim live in Union with our lead story tonight. And Stefan, we now know the identity of the man who was killed in all of this.
Right, Mike, one of the victims is a high school student who was working here that night trying to earn money for prom and for college. Her mother says now one of her happy places has been turned into a lifelong fight against trauma, now cringing at the thought of even stepping outside.
The person with the mask was go behind the counter.
DoorDash driver Jean Derilla says the masked suspects were behind the counter, firing shots into the dining area. Witnesses say they heard at least 7 shots piercing into the crowd. Cell phone video from inside the Chick-fil-A moments after the carnage, showing families and young children in the restaurant.
Oh my God.
And gunshot victims on the floor being treated by first responders. Derilla says Saturday nights draw lots of other delivery workers due to the high volume of orders.
Thanks to God, because I wasn't inside the Chick-fil-A like 15 or 20 minutes before that happened. As a DoorDash driver, I usually stay in the Chick-fil-A waiting for order.
Cleaning crews on Route 22 today left washing away the bloodshed as the restaurant remained closed, and customers leaving what they could for the pain. 1 person was killed, 6 others injured, including employees and customers.
So when I first heard this, the first way that the news tried to spin it was, oh man, it's messed up, and it was a mass shooter, M-A-S-S, right? Shooting everything and everybody. And it was trying to spin it to where, hey, what's happening at this Chick-fil-A is like crazy. It's an anomaly. You know how like school shooters, all of that type of stuff and how that plays out. They kind of painted it from that perspective, because when I first started and when y'all first sent this to me, and y'all told me about it, I said, man, here we go. New Jersey, probably the culture. And then I had to check myself and I said, man, it ain't the culture, bro. I can't always say black fatigue. I can't always use my profiling skills. I need to give the culture the benefit of the doubt, because if it happened at a Chick-fil-A, that's the one thing that I haven't really seen. I haven't seen black people shooting up Chick-fil-A's or running up in Chick-fil-A's and all of that type of stuff. You don't really see that, right? And so I started really checking myself and recalibrating, like, man, am I so used to seeing such degenerate behavior that we automatically think that if a fast food restaurant gets shot up or there's a confrontation inside of a fast food thing, because anytime that you think mass shooting, I think white people. Anytime you think gang shooting, you think black people, right? Mass shooting, I think churches, white people, Vegas, people trying to blow up stuff, Cybertruck, getting mad, protests. I think white people, right? Because that's not a label that's usually labeled on or put on, you know, when you get gang shootings or black violence or intercultures or whatever, right? You think mass shooting, you think white people. You think, you know, hit by a random bullet, drive by, black people. They don't label that as a mass shooting, even though both of them should be labeled the same. Both of them, in my opinion, are terrorist attacks. So I said, you know what? That's messed up, Anton. I can't believe, you know, let's pray for the families. Let's pray for this, whatever, so on and so forth. Can't believe somebody went in and they decided that they was just pissed off. Maybe they was jerking off in their socks. Maybe they was a liberal. Maybe they were, you know, pink hair or whatever. And they said, oh my God, I'm going to take care of it up at Chick-fil-A, right? So that's what my initial thoughts was when I first started seeing this. And so I continued to play it.
Injured, including employees and customers. The mother of one of the victims, a teenage employee, in a statement describing the moment she raced to the scene to hold her child. When I locked eyes with my child through the glass window, my heartbeat and body shook uncontrollably. My head pounded like no other. All I could think about was a tremble in her voice in that call. My child. Love that job so much.
I was running right across here. I don't know how I didn't get hit, bro. Some guy was laid out right here shooting.
Police believe this was a targeted shooting, the result of a gang or drug dispute. Authorities believe the deceased was the intended target. Dashcam video from outside the restaurant capturing several suspects fleeing through the parking lot.
And then I was brought back to my senses. And it was exactly what I thought it was in the beginning. And I said, you know what? We're not going to be politically correct. We're not going to try to figure it out. We're not going to assume the best and all of this stuff. We're going to go ahead and lean right into our intuition, right into our profiling skills, because it's some YNs. YNs went up and shot up a Chick-fil-A on some gang culture type stuff. And I'm telling you the real, honest to God truth. YNs walked in on some gang culture type stuff, shot up, went to go kill somebody, and wound up shooting 7 people. Just like that. Just like that. And that is how sad that things have become. And it's that predictable, and why we need to separate ourselves from people that are not like us. Teenagers working at Chick-fil-A, getting hit by stray bullets. People standing in line, trying to get their chicken, getting hit by bullets for one person that it was intended for. And they wind up killing that person, and they shot 6 more people. We can't even allow for our kids to go and get regular jobs no more. Ain't that insane? We can't even allow for our children to go and get jobs in high school so that they can save money for college and put some money on their prom books, on their prom. This is why you can't have anything in the hood or anything in the culture or anything in the city. This is why you can't do it. Y'all always wondering how come they don't put no. I showed y'all the video of the woman that worked at Culver's, the black lady that owned her own Culver's, and they went in there and tore that up. Vito Royale says charge the parents in my opinion. What parents? What parents? Daddy, they don't know who he is. He probably strung out somewhere. Mama, we don't even know if mama's still in the house or if she a dope fiend or if she at work all day. And she don't care. She got to live a life too. Mama is 30 and the kids is 15 because she got pregnant when she was 14 years old. I don't know if y'all ever been raised in the hood before or if you ever went over your homeboy's house who didn't have parents and there's roaches everywhere and it ain't no food in the refrigerator and it ain't no parents and it ain't no real an uncle. It's always a crackhead uncle somewhere looking to steal money, or the kid gotta hide their stuff over in the corner somewhere or had it so that Unc don't come and get his stuff, and then he gotta go and get a pistol out the back that he buried behind a trash can so that he can go and walk to school because he involved in gang culture that he never should have been in the first place. And all of it is a result of A, the culture, and B, the parents, and C, degeneracy that we continue to embrace. And this is what really happens in these cultures, in these environments. You got monsters raising monsters, and it's a generational curse. And next thing you know, it's going to spill over into your neighborhood. And while you sitting there playing pretend like you really about the culture and you ain't really from the, let me say something. Let me say this also. I really want to deep dive into this. I really want to get down. For everybody that sits there and says stuff like, oh, you ain't from the hood or you ain't from the streets. I know you not from the streets because the goal in the streets was to get out of the streets. Nobody that I know that ever was raised in the hood was in glorifying it and saying, this is what we really want to do with our life. They were trapped. They were stuck. It was the only camaraderie that they ever had was to join in. It was survival, and it was survival of the fittest. It wasn't something that they glorified. Most of y'all that's sitting there saying that junk, y'all fake gangsters. Y'all ain't never really been in the hood. You ain't never really been a part of the culture. You ain't in that environment anyway. I know that's not you. Because every dude all of the kids that came over our house to hoop, and then I would go over their crib and say, all right, bro, I'm going to come by. I'm going to be there in order to go and play GoldenEye, Nintendo 64, whatever. That's the only thing they had was the game. They didn't have nothing else except for the game. The reason why they was in the streets all day was because they didn't want to go home. They didn't want this life. Nobody that grew up in it wanted it. They did it and they became hardened as a result of it, and they got trapped in it. So we sitting here glorifying this nonsense, thinking that it's cool because, oh man, was you really raised in it? No, we of it. It's not something that we want our kids. When we have our kids, nobody wants their kids to go through the stuff that we went through in order to make it out. It wasn't cool. That wasn't G. That's not something that you aspired to do if you was really from it. This is real life. And that's how I know you ain't really experienced it. You don't really know it. You came and visited your cousins that was really that really was there, and you went back and all of a sudden you thought you had some stripes because you listened to a little bit of Wu-Tang, threw some Nas in there. Method Man told you that you know what I'm saying, that this is that. Mobb Deep said ain't no such things as halfway crooks. And all of a sudden you really from it now. Stop, bro. Stop. Fake, bro. It's corny. It's corny. That's the core. See, we really got it messed up. That's the lames. The lames is the one that's glorifying it. The ones that keep on trying to promote it. The real ones is the ones that they keep calling lames, and it's a defense mechanism because they feel inferior to you because they know that you're going to make something out of yourself. And so they try to make it seem like you less than because it's their last defense. It's the last insult that they can ever throw. Man, you only been with one woman your entire... Ain't that the goal? Is the goal not supposed to be that you don't ever get a disease, or you don't get HIV, you don't get herpes, you're not out here losing yourself and drowning in misery and sorrow, finding yourself in spaces that you're not supposed to be in? Ain't that what we want for our children? Why wouldn't we want it for ourselves if we want it for our children? Oh man, you've been married your whole life. Yeah. Isn't that the goal? We want to break up families? Are you trying to be getting divorced? Man, you don't know nothing about that, man. You've been working at banks and stuff. Yeah. Right. Man, you was studying when you was in school. Exactly. That's what my parents told me to do. Man, you had both your parents. You had your mother and your father. You were lame. Okay. How do you want me to combat that? What would you like for me to do to one up you on that one? How would you like for me to address that, sir? Man, you want to be like them white folks. And what would constitute me wanting to be like the white folks? Because I know how to speak proper English? I have a job? Because I have income? Because I'm a law-abiding citizen and I've never been to jail? Like, they think that they insulting you by you being a good person. You got to get your home approval from somewhere. I would like to be the one to give it to you. You got to get your bank loans from somewhere. You got to get housing from somewhere. I would like to be your landlord. No. You got to get your influence and your content from somewhere. I would like to be the multimedia company that you subscribe to. You got to get your inspiration for being able to stay married from somewhere. I would like to be the shining example. You got to look at somebody sitting courtside. I would like for you not to only see white people, you need to be seeing me. You got to see somebody riding in a Porsche and a Lamborghini. Might as well be me. Somebody got to own the studio. Somebody got to own the building that you rent from. Somebody got to be able to push your application through when you're looking for a job. It might as well be me. Somebody got to do the work. Somebody got to build the building. Somebody got to open up the path. Somebody got to buy the Rolexes. Somebody got to be able to finance things. Somebody got to give you the alley-oop. Somebody got to be the algorithm. Might as well be me. And here I go, waking up in the morning, feeling like I ain't done enough in society yet. And you ain't did nothing but beg for reparations that you ain't never gonna get. Then you voted Democrat so that they could try to keep birthright citizenship in place. Listen, if you was to ever get any reparations, white women is getting it too. Gay people are getting it too. Latino people are getting it too. Everybody else is going to get it too. If you were to ever get it, they're going to dilute it so bad because it's going to be so well spread out amongst everybody. The only people that's going to get paid is the lawyers. And it's just like a class action lawsuit. Y'all ever seen them class action lawsuits where they sue and they say everybody gets 6 cents and the lawyers get 60% of whatever it is that they sue for. And they get billions of dollars and then they spread it out amongst everybody and y'all get 50 cents a piece. That's what's going to happen if you was to ever get it.
Man has what appears to be a gun in his hand. It's not clear how many were involved in the attack. Longtime customers shaken by the violence.
That's just terrifying, being a father or a parent. You have to always be vigilant and keep your head on a swivel and make sure that you're paying attention to your surroundings and try to avoid getting yourself in a situation. And unfortunately, coming to a Chick-fil-A at dinner time is apparently a situation you might have to avoid nowadays. So.
Police have made no arrest. The deceased victim has been identified as 23-year-old Malik Shepard from New York City. Reporting live in Union, New Jersey, Stefan Kim, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tanya Rivero. Joe has the night off. We begin with last night's deadly mass shooting at a Chick-fil-A in Union Township, New Jersey. One person was killed, 6 others injured in the gunfire, which officials describe as a targeted shooting stemming from a drug or gang dispute. Video from inside the restaurant, as you can see here in the chaotic aftermath of the shooting, shows first responders and a lot of confusion at the scene. Video captured outside shows people running away. Police have not made any arrests. Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang has the latest. Lucy.
Tanya, one person is dead, half a dozen others injured after a shocking shooting inside this Chick-fil-A behind me. Authorities believe it was a targeted attack.
I was running right across here. I don't know how I didn't get hit, bro. Some guy was laid out right here shooting.
An innocent night at Chick-fil-A turned into a harrowing night as bullets went flying. This franchise on Route 22 in Union Township, New Jersey, sits in a normally busy commercial area. 9 o'clock Saturday night, we're told 7 victims, customers and workers, were shot inside this popular fast food chain. One of the victims succumbing to his injuries.
There's blood up there too.
It is early in the investigation, but authorities suspect this was gang or drug related and that the deceased was the intended target. Of course, that's no consolation for the others who were caught in someone else's gun violence and could not leave until detectives finished gathering evidence. This mother says her daughter worked here and was inside at the time of the attack.
It's upsetting to hear that. We see that on TV and all the time, and then to have to feel it in person, it's not a good thing.
We also have some video outside the franchise which shows individuals fleeing the store. This man has what appears to be a gun in his hand. It's not clear how many were involved in the attack. One father of an employee believes at least many were involved in the attack. One father of an employee believes at least several men came in wearing masks before the shooting began.
I just want to go home.
This driver says he was going to eat here when he heard the shots.
I see the police. I see that. I heard the shot very close.
How many gunshots did you hear?
More than 7.
So far, no arrest, and the name of the deceased has not yet been released.
And they haven't even found anybody.
But no doubt law enforcement are bracing for a possible revenge attack.
Law enforcement is bracing for a possible revenge attack. Welcome to the hood. Never should have opened up a Chick-fil-A right there. Let me know what you guys think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Let me read some of these super chats. Shout out to Chase Barnes, says they out here disrespecting Jesus chicken. Shake it. You know what I fear? I fear that my chat and my bag chasers and my Patreon members are starting to become more like me every single day. I fear that my chat and my people are starting to become master trolls just like me. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to turn y'all back and get y'all over to being regular people, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. We're all broken. We all broken. Oh my God. Coach Chris says, AD, when people say the system is the reason people can't get ahead, I'm genuinely confused as to what they're talking about. I don't know. Are you talking about the same system that I used? Chase Barnes says, please don't die over the neighborhood that your mama renting from Jay-Z to YNs. I need to see these tickets before let me see something. Jay-Z Yankee Stadium. See, July 11th and 12th, Saturday and Sunday. $2,800. Everybody trying to get their resale on. $1,700. Ain't nobody trying to be in no pit. A1 row 3. Nah. Ain't no A4, A5s. Let's see what we got going on over here. July 10th and 11th. Oh, what is extra innings? Ain't no A4, A5s on that either. You want A5. Saturday. Let's try this one. Shoot. A6. That's 4,000 for A6. Oh, maybe they did have A5. Hold on, let me go back to the original one. $4,800 for a ticket. These is all scalpers, bro. $5,000 for a ticket, bro. Get out of here, bro. 4,200. $2,200. So what's the best seats? You don't want to be in the pit, do you? Hell no. Standing room only? Nah, we good on the standing room only. $3,200. What is these going for out here? $1,200. What's the Roots picnic going for? Oh, it's on a partner site. I know all of the gold, the VIP gold is sold out. So yeah, that joint is sold out. That's sold out. Silver is probably sold out. What's VIP silver? Dedicated entry lane, access to silver VIP lounge, Dedicated shared stage, VIP zone and both zone connecting both stages. Premium seating, with seating both in the open air and under a shaded tent. VIP viewing areas at each stage. Concierge with last minute supplies, air conditioned restroom and trailers, charging stations, exclusive commemorative, blah, 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 blah. So what was the gold one? Curated art experience instantly. Get out of here with this. Come on, fam. Yo, they really be tearing people out the frame when it comes to their these so-called experiences, bro. They be tearing people out the frame. Anyways, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I want to move over to Oklahoma. Shout out to Q Diddy.
This video is just into our newsroom, and it is video showing the moments that a heroic principal tackles a gunman entering his school before being shot himself.
KOCO obtained this footage through an open records request, and these are the moments that you see right here. Principal Kirk Moore tackling his 20-year-old former student. We're going to run through the video here a couple more times. So here's the student. This is after the gun had malfunctioned. The Principal Kirk Moore running out, tackling, full body tackle, pinning the gun to the side. You see the shooter had it there in his right hand. Principal Kirk Moore holding that down as the other adult comes in. The gun drops. He kicks it away. That other adult then goes, retrieves the weapon. At this point, we know that Principal Moore had already been shot in the leg. And as you watch this again here, look how close. It looks like the gun is pointed right at the principal's head as he comes out right there. So as he takes him down, immediately pins that gun hand to the side, holds him there, subdues him. In fact, they continued to subdue him. The principal did, as well as the help of others, until law.
Hey, he don't seem like he moving with enough fervor. The guy in the orange shirt, just saying. The guy in the orange shirt is moving a little lethargic, and he's not as aggressive in his help as I would like for him.
Enforcement could arrive. And again, we know that Principal Moore was shot. He was taken to the hospital with that gunshot to the leg. He's
just moving around a little slower than I would like. Sir, can you pick up the aggression, pick up the pace a little bit? We want to see you act with a little bit more enthusiasm, and we need you to help, bro. We don't need you to be moving like you ain't got no sense. Dog is moving so slow. But shout out to the principal, bro. Shout out to the principal for holding it down and being very, very aggressive and putting his life on the line. He wound up apparently getting shot in the leg. Help.
Now recovering at home. This video being released to KOCO.
Hey, dog that was sitting right here on the bench, he wasted no time. He was up out of there.
Today, after an open records request, as you see there, this student, former student, I should say, had pointed the weapon at a couple different students inside that lobby before the principal ran out, tackled the 20-year-old former student, preventing this from getting even worse than it was. Now, before this video has come, earlier in this video, and this is a video that you can find right now on KOCO.com and the KOCO app, you can see that student actually enter the school through the doors behind him, behind that vending machine. It does appear that a hand, an arm, might have opened the door, allowing that former student inside armed with the gun. Again, you can find that video right now on KOCO.com and the KOCO app.
Just watching the bravery of this principal there.
Incredible.
It is amazing.
Now to a high school principal's heroics, putting his life on the line to protect students from a shooter inside the school.
We were there as Pauls Valley High School principal Kirk Moore was flown to the hospital, where he is undergoing treatment tonight for a gunshot wound after stopping a tragedy at his school this afternoon.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, Fa Brown. You look at dog right here. They say he's 20. He's a former student. Dude walked back up to the school with a gun And then he got tackled, and now he probably got to spend the majority of his life in prison. Same sentiment, bro. Some of y'all did not have a good high school experience, and I get it. You got to let it go, bro. It was a portion of your life. So what? You didn't go to prom. So what? You didn't have a good time. So what? Things didn't work out in your favor. You got to let that go. You have to let that go. You can't keep letting the things that happened to you in high school control your life. Let it go. Let it go. Whatever happened to you in high school, bro, you graduated 2-3 years ago. You about to be 21. Lock in. That's what my daughter always say. Dad, time to lock in. But Les, I'll be pissed at this. I know, Dad, but we got to lock in. But like, what you mean? I start laughing. What you mean lock in? Dad, we got this trip coming up. We got this trip coming up or whatever. It's time to lock in. Let's get this money. Yeah, you right. You just like me. I know. That's what she called me. I know, twin. Twin. It's time to lock in. I'll be like, we be on the phone or we be talking and I'll be sitting there laying on her bed. And she'd be like, you know what? I ain't even going to say nothing. And I just start laughing and I say, what do you mean you ain't going to say nothing? What that mean? No, I ain't even going to say nothing because you ain't going to listen anyway, Dad. And I'll be like, what? It's time to lock in, right? I'm like, yeah, all right, let's go ahead and get to it. Let's get this money. I called because I thought she was headed out to go to school this morning. And so I call and I'm like, yo, why you ain't called me on your way back from your cooking class? And she says, oh, I was shadowing. Shadowing who? Oh, I forgot to tell you. I was shadowing some business leaders today. Where? You got my location right there. I said, oh, so you locked in? I'm locked in, Dad. I'm locked in, and I got a business proposal from you, and I need you to look at this new business proposal that I'm putting together, and because we need this spot. I seen the need. I said, what are you talking about? Yeah, so we was hanging out, and I realized that the police is always trying to remove the kids from this place and this place and this place. So I figured we leverage that. We create a space for them to be able to go. We sell these parts. We get these things, 3D printer. Yeah, I'm not going to present it to you yet because I want a specific amount that we're going to need in order to open up this shop. So when you gonna be going to class? When you got college? We're gonna talk about that. I got that all worked out, Dad. Y'all gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. He up here trying to shoot up schools, and people is out here changing the world. Changing the world. Victor Hawkins. Victor Hawkins.
Tonight, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation confirms the suspect is 20-year-old Victor Hawkins, a former student at Pauls Valley High School. He is now in jail facing several firearms and shooting.
Bro, you 6 feet. You a white man. Look white. 6 feet, white man. You in Oklahoma. You ain't got nothing but opportunity. You got nothing but opportunity from you. What are you doing? I've always thought when I was growing up that the only people, respectfully, and this is my mindset when I was growing up, I thought that the only people that would ever be shooting up schools or doing mass shootings or terrorist attacks were people with like one leg and they, they feel like, oh man, my life is over, or, like a dwarf or something like that. And I was ignorant as hell, but I was young. I was a child. You know what I'm saying? I thought that the people that were going to be doing some of the worst things in society are the ones that just ain't got nothing to lose because their life is just trash. Yeah, like one leg. I was real like, oh man, you know, or maybe the bottom half of you don't work and it's like, oh, my dick ain't never gonna work before again anyway, so I might as well just go ahead and take myself out. I thought that was the type of people that was gonna be doing stuff, not regular looking folk who is 6 months away from being great at whatever it is that they do. I thought it was gonna be like somebody like, oh man, I can't believe I was born this way. You telling me it's just because you feeling some type? Bro, we got the most emo generation of people. And I love Drake, but I blame Drake. I blame XXXTentacion. I blame Trippie Redd. I blame all of these emo rappers that's gotten their feelings. Kid Cudi, you know, all of these emo rappers that's been feeling some type of way for training these kids up for being super emotional and not being able to. You mean to tell me you hurt over a heartbreak? You mean a little girl then broke your heart and told you, oh, I don't care because your little peenie is small. So what? They say that to everybody. Big, small, they don't care. They just say anything that just, oh man, that's why I think you down low, whatever. They gonna say that. Don't be tripping over that little chick. Go get you another one. Where one has left astray, two will take her place. Where one has left astray, two will take her place. Yeah, Rod Wave and all of them. What do you care? Letting all of this emotion control you and y'all going up and trying to shoot up people and shoot up schools. Boy, if you don't get yourself together and start getting a better life, you ain't got no dreams. Y'all just crying all day. Me and Slimmy talk about that junk all the time. We talk about how when we, you know, what our dreams was growing up and how we achieving them and the Lamborghinis. Man, I'm so dedicated to get this lamb. And the only reason I'm getting it is because I always wanted it. It ain't that it's going to add no value into my life. It's not going to make me a better person. It's not going to improve anything. It's not going to make life greater for me. It's not going to make me get to heaven no better. It's because I wanted it. I worked for it. I dreamt it. And it's something that I need to check off the list because it's a goal. And what we're supposed to do as men, is we are supposed to achieve goals and check stuff off of our list, because if we don't, then we don't have no purpose in this life. I'm getting it because it's motivational for me. Because that's what I dreamed of. That's the reason why we got the courtside seats at the Pistons, because that's what we dreamed of when we were growing up. That was the goal. Man, I was reading all of the NBA players when I was younger. I was studying the game and all of that. Man, listen, man, I'm going to be right there. Don't think for 1 second that I wasn't. Yeah, we used to write Need for Speed, playing the game, Need for Speed, all of that, all of this stuff, man. This is what we dreamed of. You know how long I dreamed of being able to tell a police officer, man, I don't care nothing about that ticket, bro. First time I ever told a police officer, hey, man, go ahead and write the ticket, bro. I don't care nothing about that, man. I'll get my lawyer on that ASAP. He didn't even write the ticket. He was just like, man, you good, bro. Don't even worry about it. I couldn't wait to put my lawyers to use. Had lawyers on retainer. I'm waiting on the dude to do something that he ain't supposed to do. Get him. Put the police, go get the police. Go get that ticket taken care of. See? And this is the type of nigga that shoot up a school right here. JSB talk. Anton wants to be like a Saudi prince. Nope. Just the king of my own neighborhood. King of Detroit is doing that. That'll do. That'll do. King of Detroit and king of Yoho. That's all. That's all. King of Detroit and king of Yoho. That'll do. We don't need to go no Saudi princes. We ain't got to do none of that. Give me what I need to be the man in my city, That's all I care about. All of that other stuff, you can have it. You got it, big dog.
Charges.
The Pauls Valley community is coming together tonight, praising Principal Moore's heroics. News 4's Spencer Humphrey is live for us tonight outside the high school. Spencer.
Yeah, Kevin and Allie, it was just about 8 hours ago now when that shooter walked in those doors here behind me at Pauls Valley High School with a gun capable of carrying out something truly horrific. But also, just inside those doors here was a principal set on protecting the lives of his students no matter what.
Certainly don't expect these type of situations to happen in your town.
This is an educator's worst nightmare.
It's something that we never even put in our head would even come to our school.
But even in little Pauls Valley.
Look, same thing. They do the same thing. This is almost like them saying, who hurt you? Or, all of that type of stuff. I'm married to the game, player. Yep, to the game. And for just one night, I could be married to her too. In the morning, we get a divorce. Oh man. This life is so good. No, I'm not ignoring them. It's fun. Don't you know that the chat is a part of the show, Jamila? This is what we do, baby. We troll like never before.
Oklahoma.
It's a small town, small school. Not a lot of things happen. No one even jokes about stuff like this because we know just how serious it is.
On an April afternoon,
6th hour ended and we were going to walk to our cars to get some stuff from our cars.
It did indeed happen.
And we heard a gunshot go off. It was kind of like, you kind of just try not to believe it because it's not Pauls Valley. You're kind of flustered. You don't know exactly what to do, but you're trying to text everybody, tell everybody that you're okay. You're trying to text your friends and make sure they're okay. And, it's just, there's a lot of things.
Somebody said, where's Carrie? On her way to Detroit? Let me get some more drink. What y'all thought that the retreat was off? On our way to Detroit?
No, we were just praying that everybody was okay.
It was a 20-year-old former student who law enforcement say walked in the front doors of Pauls Valley High School armed with a gun right next to Principal Kirk Moore's office.
Once the principal saw that the subject had a firearm, he stepped in to do what he could.
Jumped on the shooter, and in the process of that, he got shot in the leg.
We watched medics wheel Moore, a beloved 35-year educator, out of a helicopter and into an Oklahoma City emergency room, where thankfully he's expected to recover.
We actually like him a lot. He's a good guy. He helps a lot of students. He's very face-to-face with everyone.
That guy on the left cannot be a senior. No way you're going to sit here and tell me that he is a senior. That boy looked 32. The guy on the left is a senior. Him? Hold on. Let me get him back on. Him?
Some stuff from our...
Nah, ain't no way he is senior. Ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me that he is senior. Nope. I'm not going for it. I don't believe it. That nigga look 32. Look like he about to go fishing and then go back to his construction job. What kind of senior, super duper senior is this? That man has already been here before. That's how the old school dudes used to look back in the 70s and the 60s. And the 50s, back in Morgan Freeman's in them day. They all looked like they was all 45. No matter if they was 18, 20, 26, 27, they all look 45, bro. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these soups. Zedico Soul says, what up, though? What up, Z? What up, Z? I like the glasses. Those is dope. Q Diddy says, shout out to Oklahoma. We ain't no bees. I don't know. A lot of guys is looking to give up their girls downtown Oklahoma City. Reed says, so he got bullied by lower classmen and came back for revenge after graduation. That could be it. That could absolutely be it. I never thought about that. Eric TV says, good morning, AD. It's 9:25 a.m. in California. Oh, that means you should be getting ready to get a bag then. Thought Carrie quit for her piece. Well, you thought wrong. Call me Tazzy. What up, Tazzy? What up, Tazzy? Yeah, my dog Tazzy. Shout out to Tazzy in the building. I appreciate you, Tazzy, for holding me down. Says, peace, King. Peace, King. Peace, King. Back to you. Tazzy, thank you for the 100 ball, holding me down, a real one. All right, y'all. Let's see what else is happening in these streets. So let's, I guess we can go over to the Strait. I want to go over to the Strait. Trump with the Strait. All right, let's talk about it. Make sure you guys set a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
So U.S. Central Command says that U.S. forces are maintaining their naval superiority in the Middle East. Commander Admiral Brad Cooper posting in part, in less than 36 hours since the blockade was implemented, U.S. forces have completely halted economic trade going in and out. And the numbers spell out the impact, with estimates that the blockade could cost the regime $435 million every day.
So meanwhile, President Trump laying out why Operation Epic Fury started in the first place, sitting down with Maria Bartiromo at the White House.
I had to divert, because if I didn't do that, right now you would have Iran with a nuclear weapon. And if they had a nuclear weapon, you would be calling everybody over there, sir. And you don't want to do that.
Well, you keep saying was. Is this war over?
I think it's close to over, yeah. I mean, I view it as very close to over. You know what? If I pulled up stakes right now, it would take them 20 years to rebuild that country. And we're not finished. We'll see what happens. I think they want to make a deal very badly.
And Matt Finn is live in Dubai. And of course, the Gulf region has some thoughts as well, Matt.
Yeah, they certainly do, Dana. And it's the third day of the American blockade here on the Persian Gulf behind me. So far, no reports of any major incidents. But on the topic of the 2-week ceasefire that we're in the midst of, a short while ago, a senior U.S. official telling Fox News that the United States has not formally agreed to an extension of the ceasefire. There is continued engagement between the U.S. and Iran to reach a deal. Now, a short while ago, also, the BBC reported that the Iranian military is threatening to block shipping in the Persian Gulf, the Red Sea, and the Gulf of Oman if the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports continues. The U.S. says it's not allowing any ships in or out of Iranian ports in the Strait of Hormuz, but it is allowing other ships to use the strait. CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper writing in full, a blockade of Iranian ports has been fully implemented as U.S. forces maintain maritime superiority in the Middle East. An estimated 90% of Iran's economy is fueled by international trade by sea. In less than 36 hours since the blockade was implemented, U.S. forces have completely halted economic trade going into and out of Iran by sea. Now, Kepler reports that yesterday, 3 vessels passed through the Strait of Hormuz, and Fox confirms a 4th ship, a Chinese vessel carrying oil and chemicals, passed as well. Now, President Trump posted the truth within the past hour. China is very happy that I am permanently opening the Strait of Hormuz. I am doing it for them also and the world. This situation will never happen again. They have agreed not to send weapons to Iran. President Xi will give me a big fat hug when I get there in a few weeks. We are working together smartly and very well. Doesn't that beat fighting? Now, here in the Persian Gulf, Saudi Arabia is pressuring the United States to drop the naval blockade, fearing it could cause the situation with Iran to escalate or further disrupt shipping routes. That's according to a Wall Street Journal report. Now, the UAE, the country that we're in, they have been very vocal about doubling down with their relationship with the United States, and said they would even stand by the United States if force is used out on the Persian Gulf. Dana?
So Trump has basically pulled the Uno reverse card, whereas Iran thought that they had control of the Strait because they have no Navy, right? Because they have no ability to also police the US's enforcement or involvement in being in the Strait. The US said, we actually are the ones that are going to control whether people can come through or not come through, because you're not going to tax them. You're not going to finesse them. You're not going to be able to throw an additional $1 per barrel in order to get a wartime reparation and all of this other stuff. Nope. We're going to be the ones to determine who comes in and who comes out. And we're also going to secure deals with who is supposed to be your allies and making sure that they don't supply you with weapons. They don't supply you with anything that would harm our interests over here in the Strait of Hormuz. And here's the tripped out part about it that people are really not capturing. And I kind of missed it at first too, but it all started to make sense because I was going through and I was looking at some of the past videos and live streams, and I was thinking to myself, how did I miss this? How did I miss that oil ships were headed to the U.S. as a result of the clearing out of the Strait of Hormuz before Trump even implemented the blockade?
Live now from Fox. Welcome back. I'm your host, Christy Matino. We're continuing to follow the latest here out of Pakistan. As we do know, Vice President J.D. Vance is there right now. These talks currently underway here. These Iran peace talk negotiations. That's a live look there outside that hotel. Now, I also wanted to share this here with you. President Trump just shared this to Truth Social just moments ago, as he's announcing that the U.S. is starting the process of clearing out the Strait of Hormuz. If you are just tuning in here with us, we shared this before the break. I want to just reiterate what we have learned here from the president. He announced today, quote, that we're now starting the process of clearing out the Strait of Hormuz as a favor to countries all around the world, including China, Japan, South Korea, France, Germany, and many others.
So he goes on to say, I don't want to read the whole thing, but he goes on to say, very interestingly, however, empty oil carrying ships from many nations are all headed to the United States of America to load up with oil. Thank you for your attention to this matter, right? And so I've actually been following different content creators who have been documenting and paying attention to the amount of ships that are going in and out or headed to the United States of America. And there are more ships than ever before that are headed to America in order to fill up on oil. And whether it be coming from Venezuela or it's coming straight from the United States of America, it then benefits us financially also. And I'm like, man, that is crazy. I never really thought about it from that perspective. I never thought about it from that perspective since we have that Venezuelan connection. And more importantly, we also are the #1 oil producer. Now they are also buying oil from us. You never really think about the United States selling oil or them leveraging their beneficial partnership with Venezuela in order to move oil. That's crazy. We should be the ones that are supplying the world with everything at this point. We should be the one that is supplying everybody with everything. We should be the #1 manufacturers. We should be the #1 finance capital. We should be the one that's tariffing people. We should be really leveraging our ability and our military to make as much money as we possibly can. And everybody that is aligned with us, they should be the ones to benefit. They should be the ones to benefit. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I think that Trump is the greatest president in our lifetime. I think that Trump is the greatest president in our lifetime. %. Taxing China, building relationships, leveraging every tool in our toolkit to make sure that people are doing things according to what's best for the United States and not necessarily what's best for themselves alone. I think it's dope. I think it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm just always I'm always interested as to why people are against the United States. Why people don't support us the way that they really should support us. I don't understand it.
Vice President J.D. Vance visited Athens, Georgia yesterday for a Turning Point USA rally. Now, that stop was part of the organization's college tour to draw young voters to the MAGA movement. Many people.
What did I say? I'm up here reviewing this as far as the growing concerns of Trump's viral AI generated meme. And they basically confirmed the exact thing that I was talking about in the very beginning of the show. And that the Republican Party and Turning Point USA continue to grow their ranks by making sure that they cater to young people. They're not chasing these old folks. It's literally what I just said that the strategy is.
College tour to draw young voters to the MAGA movement. Many people expressing serious concern over the president's recent comments about the Pope, as well as his viral AI-generated meme depicting Trump as a Christ-like figure. The president has since deleted the post, saying that it was intended to show him as a doctor, but the image does appear to have divided some of his fan base.
I'm a Catholic. It's upsetting that he would put himself in that position aligned next to Jesus.
My mom's Catholic, and I get why she would be upset by it. It is distasteful.
Protesters.
Hold on, let's go back. Should I go to one of the liberal networks, MS Now, CNBC, CBS News? Which one do we want to go to? Because we always want to make sure that we look at everybody else's perspective also. Let's look for the longer one. Let's go to MS Now.
So J.D. Vance has entered the chat and is offering the world's Catholics proof that he just might be as politically toxic as his caricature suggests, this time by extending Donald Trump's war with the Catholic Church and the world's first American Pope. Vance, who was going to release a book about converting to Catholicism in 2 months, taking his turn in the ring against Pope Leo after Donald Trump managed to anger religious leaders inside his own political coalition. Vance lobbed shut up and dribble like insults at the Pope by suggesting the Pope stick to the moral stuff.
I certainly think that in some cases, it would be best for the Vatican to stick to matters of morality, to stick to matters of what's going on in the Catholic Church, and let the President of the United States stick to dictating American public policy. But when they're in conflict, they're in conflict. I don't worry about it too much, Brett. I think it's a natural thing. I'm sure it'll happen in the future, and it's not that big of a deal that it happened in the past.
Really? Because that's the same J.D. Vance who said this 6 months ago.
I think the most important principle that we have got to remember is you do not have to completely kick God out of the public square, which is what we've done in modern America. It's not what the founders wanted. It's not good for the United States of America. And anybody who tells you it's required by the Constitution is lying to you.
How was that a 1-for-1? I don't understand how that's a contradiction. I don't understand. He's telling the Pope that maybe he needs to stick to issues of morality and of the Catholic Church, and he says that we don't have to necessarily kick God out of the public square either. I don't understand what the 1-for-1 is. This is a reach longer than Stretch Armstrong, in my opinion. I don't understand what the correlation is. So the Pope is a man. Let's be very clear. Listen. We're going to get to the whole Trump thing and his meme and all of this stuff. Everything, right? The Pope, I don't know if y'all understand this. The Pope is not God. The Pope is not Jesus. The Pope is not God. That's why I asked y'all. This is why I asked y'all, are y'all worshiping the Pope? Honestly, I'm asking y'all, are y'all worshiping the Pope? I asked the same question the other day. Everybody told me not. And so I'm asking again, do people actually worship the Pope? Because it seems to me as though they do. MS now is trash. I want to go to y'all want to stay here or y'all want to get another view also of this whole let's hear what Trump has to say.
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as the doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, "How did they come up with that?" It's supposed to be me as a doctor, making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better. As an example, the 11,000. I understand your husband's going through treatment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's going through some very serious cancer treatment. So
Yes, sir.
this goes a long way.
Yes, sir. It sure does.
Support. So Trump is saying that the picture, the meme, was supposed to be depicting him as a doctor. Oh, this is good. Let's see what Megyn Kelly says.
President Trump has picked up,
because we know that Megyn Kelly has now become a sworn enemy of Trump.
a new feud with Pope Leo the 14th. Seems like a great time to start a feud with a Catholic Pope. I will be the first to tell you the Pope has been critical of this war. I'm Catholic, obviously. He's been critical of this war. And as he's been critical of it, it occurred to me that it was just a matter of time before President Trump would lash out at him. And he did. So it wasn't great. It was predictable. And no Catholic loves this, but you could see it coming. And it's hard to say that Trump is completely out of line, because whenever he gets attacked, whether it's by a journalist or a talking head or a pope, he punches back. All right. You could definitely question.
Why does she seem like she mincing her words, like she careful and she kind of stuttering her words?
Question the wisdom of doing this with, President Trump leads a nation of 330 million people. Pope Leo leads about 1.4 billion Catholics across the world. But President Trump doesn't care. He doesn't, and he wouldn't even care if the majority of Americans were Catholic, which they're not, but he would. This is what he does. If he perceives you as coming at him, he will come at you. So he lashed out last night at the Pontiff on Truth Social, writing in part, quote,
all right, we got it. All right, so let me give you all my thoughts on this whole Trump situation. And this depiction or whatever it is that y'all want to call it.
And President Trump is sparking anger from Catholics.
I don't know what his intention was of it. And I'll be honest with you, I just genuinely don't care. I genuinely don't care. I don't care what a meme is. I don't care what AI image that he's using. I don't care about any of that stuff. It doesn't mean anything to me. I know where my salvation lies. I know who God is. I know who I pray to. I don't care, bro. I genuinely don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care about what memes. I don't care about. For me, it just it's like is such low hanging fruit and it has no value whatsoever on my life or what is going on inside of the United States of America. I genuinely, am I supposed to? The one thing that I know for sure and the two things that I know for certain is salvation is individual. Everybody on this earth is going to have to answer for what it is that they did. And with that being said, I don't care about what your salvation is. I'm more concerned about what my salvation is and what I got going on. Doesn't mean anything to me. But if that's something that's meaningful to you, then you have the right to be able to speak to it. We live in a free country. We live in the United States of America. And so you should go ahead and feel however you want to feel. I'm not stopping you from feeling it. It just doesn't mean anything to me. Is it supposed to mean something to me? Does it affect policy? Does it affect what's going on as far as Iran? Does it affect any of this type of stuff? That Red Cup been co-hosting all week, huh, AD? I seriously, I genuinely don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me. If you feel like he a doctor, then he a doctor. Whatever. I don't give. It doesn't matter to me. Most of y'all that get upset, y'all don't even go to church. Most of the people that I hear getting upset, if you ask them, hey, do you go to church? Do you believe in God? I mean, I know it's something out there. Like, so what are you bothered by then? Or do you have Trump derangement syndrome? What are you bothered by, or do you have Trump derangement syndrome? Most of the people that I see even talking about it, I don't even remember the last time that they probably could say that they prayed. I guarantee you, so very few people pray unless they're in a dilemma with getting arrested or about to go to jail or something. You know what's so funny? Watch this. Who in here actually cares about it? I would like to know. Explain to me why it matters to you. Now, I want somebody let me know. I'm looking for at least one person to tell me that they care. I'm looking in the chat. I'm looking in the chat. I'm looking in the chat. Somebody tell me who is it that cares? Oh, brave one. Oh, I was just about this. Yo, we are on the same page. Vaughn is me says, are y'all mad at the Machiavelli album cover too? Let me show you what I pulled up. Let me show you what I had pulled up. As I'm not in real time, this is exactly what I was about to show. In real time, that is exactly what I was about to show. What I was about to ask is, so wait a minute. So you care about that, but at the same time, I didn't hear nobody giving no pushback, and they regularly listen to the Don Illuminati 7-day theory. Literally, I was about to show the same thing. You say Pac got mad when they did that. Did that, huh? Interesting. Interesting that you say that. Pac says, hold on. The preacher want me buried. Why? Because I know he a liar. Have you ever seen a crackhead? That's eternal fire. Why you got these kids' minds thinking that they evil? Why the preacher being freaky saying, honor God's people? Should we cry when the Pope died? My request, we should cry if they cried when we buried Malcolm X. Mama, tell me, am I wrong? Is God just another cop waiting to beat my ass if I don't go pop? We're going to go no further. Listen, if anybody was more blasphemous, I'm gonna just walk away. I'm gonna walk away. Yo, listen. This is what I like to call selective outrage. Because we pick and choose the people that we get mad at because it's convenient or because we don't like them, but then we justify it from the people that we actually care about. I'm not defending anything. I'm showing a hypocrisy between people because guess what? I don't care what Pac did. I don't care. He does have a song called Blasphemy. I don't care how Trump feels. The only thing I want them to do is their jobs. And more importantly, that has no bearing on what I do for my salvation. That's just my opinion in particular. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Shawnee Beauty says Trump can do no wrong on this show. Let's accept this fact. Nobody said that he was right or wrong. I said, I don't care. I don't care. It has no bearing on me whatsoever. Y'all want me to hate the president. Y'all want me to find something wrong. Y'all want me to dig so bad. Guess what I'm not going to do? What you tell me to do just because that's what you want. You want me to feel some type of way about it, and I love my president. I love what the job the president is doing in the United States of America. You can't sit here and make me hate him just because you do. I'm not going to hunt for something that I don't care about. I'm going to give you my authentic thoughts. And that's going to be the end of it. I'm not going to chase down something that I hate about the president because you want me to. I don't care. I'm not Megyn Kelly. I'm not Tucker. I'm not none of that. I don't care what they do. I'm my own person. And if y'all want to go back and find some of the stuff that I said that I disagree with him about, I have said stuff that I disagree with him about before, but I'm not going to bring it up just to prove it to you. You should have been here for that particular live stream. I don't move like sheep. I move like like Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Anton, is Trump paying you? I wish I could be like Al Sharpton with Kamala Harris. AD Chili, she gets a pass. AD Chill, she gets a pass. I wish I can get a check like Al Sharpton did with Kamala Harris. Mama says Trump didn't make the pick. He retweeted the post. Yo, it's Eric TV says that reaches longer than Mr. Fantastic. This guy here says the fact that it's literally pictures of Obama being a messiah all over the internet. The selective outrage is comical. Eric TV says it's just Trump derangement syndrome. Hold on, let me read this one real quick. Crazy Underdog says, wow, he not even paying you? Well, I'm not paying you, and you in the chat every single day on my nuts. I've never given you one dime. I've never wished you happy birthday. I've never felt like I've ever tried to. You be on my nuts all day and all night. You up in the early morning on my nuts, pretending that you don't like me. You up on my nuts at night, pretending that you don't like me. And I don't pay you either. You try to get my attention every day. I love you. I love you. You on my nuts. You a grown man. You on my nuts every single day. And you ain't got nothing from me. You copy and paste every day. Every day. You copy and paste that. You copy and paste this. Look, this eyes. Watch, he changing out. He got eyes, smiley face, white man, smiley face, white man, 100 fire, 100 fire, 100 fire. He copy and paste that every single day. And you on my nuts every day. You my son. Even when I chastise you, when I say, you know what, you be on my nuts every day, you're not going nowhere. I'm going to see you later on the day. I'm going to see you later on the night. Even if you get mad for a day, you can't stay away. You pissed. You'll secretly watch. You'll act like you're not watching. And then you'll be back the next day. You love me. I'm your father. I'm your daddy. You haven't spent this much time around your own father and your own parents. I tell you what to think. I give you your talking points. I show you how you're supposed to move. I show you what a man looks like. I show you how a man is supposed to talk to people, how you supposed to talk to women. I show you how to raise your kids effectively. I am your father. You are up under me. I am tutoring you. I am literally grooming you to be the man that you are supposed to be. You have never, ever had a thought on your own that was your own. Now, most of the ways you think is based off of what I put into you. I'm your king. I'm your king. So I've given you more than money. I've given you a life. I've given you purpose. I've given you understanding. I've given you knowledge. I've shown you how to move around women, how to be a better man to your community. I've shown you how to chase the bag. I've taught you how to look at money, what to do with stocks, how to think politically, what your talking point should be, how you can divest yourself from the Democrat plantation. I have literally taught you everything that you need to know in order to continue to be a better person, but you still reject it because you're a rebellious child. You're a rebellious child. Look, he copy and pasted it again. Eyeballs up, smiley face, smiley face. Come on, man, get your own identity. You are more than what your circumstance is. You don't have to be poor. You don't have to be dusty. You don't have to be begging. Grow up. Grow up. First deliver them packages because I need my mail. And then grow up. I'm your father, and I expect for you to be here tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And if I do a makeup show, I want to see you in the chat. And I want to see you tonight on the Q show. I want to see you tomorrow after hours. I want to see you tomorrow after hours after that on Friday. And I'm expecting for you to be there on time, complaining about the fact that you have to learn about being a better man every day. All right, what are we talking about next? Oh, I want to go into the next thing. This is what I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna read the super chat. I'm gonna read the super chats right now, and then we're gonna go on to the next thing. All right. Buddy Love says the Pope before him came after Trump during his first term. This Pope was coming after Trump before he was selected. They mad at the Pope. They mad that Trump hit back. I know my children. Shensi says that Chick-fil-A is in a suburban commercial area. Master Irrigation says the pick of Jesus is not even real Jesus. Charlie LeBron says AD were where they when Kendrick dressed as Jesus. Anton a platform Daniel says 392Q. AD pull up revelations on how Jesus looked. No. Anton, you pay these antagonists or are they slow? No, they love me. They just rebellious. They just, I mean, it's like, have you ever gotten a whooping when you were younger and you got mad at your parents and you said, I'm running away. I'm running away when I get older. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. All right. Is he still here? Yeah, he's still here. He's still here. All right, cool. So we good. We good. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. I want to bring this to the front of the congregation real quick. UPS. So UPS buyouts hit the union members and all of the drivers yesterday, and this is what they had to say about it. Hey, where's it at? Why is that not up yet? There we go.
The UPS buyout has been approved. There is only 7,500 people that are able to take it. I know in my hub, there are certain drivers that have only been driving less time than I have, and I've been there for 10 years, that are taking the buyout. And then I know that in some other hubs, there are drivers that applied for it and got denied, and they've been there for 30 years. So I'm not exactly sure what the qualifications were for like approving it or anything like that. I'm wondering if it's more based off of like the amount of people in your hub versus the amount of people that applied for it. I don't really know, but we just had 2 people leave on Friday with the buyout. They've been there for like 35 years each, so it's really exciting for them. There's quite a few people that are excited about it. I personally am not taking the buyout. I did not apply for it. I'm here for the long haul. I understand that UPS is doing some stuff and things are going to change, and currently I'm not on my own route because my route got cut today. So it just kind of is what it is. When stuff like this happens, you just got to roll with the punches and move on with your life and continue to just show up, because honestly at this point, just put your head down and work. That's really all that we're going to have to do. So yeah, if you got the buyout, I'm super excited for you. Enjoy your retirement. Move on with your life. Do something else. Go live a life that doesn't, tax your body as much as this does. So yeah.
So the buyout details were as such. Okay. These is what from plenty of my sources within UPS. Some of them were drivers, some of them not so much. But this is what the buyout package was for UPS drivers. $150,000 buyout. In general, this is how much what the amount was. $150,000 before taxes, and they were offering it allegedly to about 7,500 people. $7,500 people. They were looking for 7,500 people to take the buyout. I'm sorry. Let me revise that. Looking for 7,500 people that had to take the buyout. and they were offering $150,000, right? So this woman in particular is a driver. I've reviewed her videos before, and she says that she is not interested in taking a buyout because she plans on having a much longer future with UPS. There were other people that took the buyout. It was a lot of people to take the buyout. Now I'm hearing that there were more than 7,500 people that took the buyout. Obviously, we know that the union had negotiated raises and stuff like that, but UPS is trying to streamline their operations because they have to compete more with private business. Amazon has recently removed some of their business from UPS delivering it. And so they got to right size in order to make sure that they stay profitable for the company. Now, the question that we have to ask ourselves is, would you take the buyout? Should you take the buyout? If you are working at UPS, if you are a driver, or let's just say, for example, you're working at your own company, right? Let's say you're working in the auto plant, you're working at the steel mill, you're working at corporate America, you're working at any of these places. You think that you are going to have a secure future. You can be there for a long time. You make a decent salary, but should you ever take the buyout? Well, let's hear what the next guy has to say, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my thoughts.
Anyway, bye.
Yo, what's cracking? All my UPS people, man, even people out there, I know everybody's seen the buyouts and shit. I got my letter in the mail yesterday, man, and I know everybody was hitting me up, asking me like, "Hey, Chris, what you plan on doing, man? Is you gonna take it? You gonna, you know what I'm saying? You gonna stay? What you gonna do, man?" Okay, so I've been with UPS for 10 years, right? 10 years is nowhere near long enough for me to accept the buyout. Okay, even though the buyout sounds good, 150,000, you know what I'm saying? Sound good. And you feel me, and everything like that right there. You get your retirement, which is your 401k and all that good stuff. But for somebody like me, man, it just ain't worth it. Like anybody who been there, anybody who ain't been to UPS longer than shit, man, I say 25 plus years. If you've been there longer than 25 plus years, then the option is for you. Anybody other than that, they got less years than that. I mean, hey man, look, bro. Unless you plan on taking that, you might get, depending on where you live, shit, you might get 100,000 out of that 150, right? 100,000, that's still a decent little amount of money for you to take it and flip it and shit, man, start your own fucking thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And since you already got the the delivering experience and the area knowledge and all that good stuff, I mean, shoot, man, I even thought about it. Hey, look, man, get you a box truck. Get you a box truck and have at it. You know what I'm saying? And do your thing, dog. But yeah, man, for me though, yeah, that buyout, it ain't worth it. I'm gonna just go ahead and just keep it real with you. It ain't worth it for me. But hey, it might be worth it for you. And for them fucking overheads, get your ass out of here, man. That's why y'all got there trying to do these damn buyouts. Cause y'all old motherfuckers don't want to fucking leave. Motherfucker be old as shit, be driving them damn 18-wheelers. I be like, Papa, get out the damn driver's seat so somebody like me can get out of the damn package car and get behind that damn wheel. And shout, it's so hard to get in the feeder, bro, just because of that. Like, I heard number good things about feeder, man. Motherfuckers like, bro, they go to feeder, man. They like, fuck package. I'm not going back. And I ain't mad at you because when I went to package, I was like, fuck that warehouse. I'm not slanging no more boxes in that warehouse. So things have changed, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like, dude, if you've been with UPS for 30-something fucking years, get the hell on, dog. Ain't nowhere in the hell, man. Look, I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna do 30. You feel me? I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna do damn fucking 30.
Let's be clear.
I don't.
He's going to do 30. unless they offer him a buyout close to retirement age, he's definitely going to do 30. Here's the question that you have to ask yourself when you contemplating whether you would take a buyout, if you wouldn't take a buyout, all of this other stuff, right? The first thing that you have to ask yourself is, what are your job prospects? And secondly, if you've been there for 20, 25, 30, 35 years, what else are you going to do? What else you going to do? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take it. There has been people, obviously, that signed up and took it. But what else are you going to do? The first thing that you have to ask yourself is everybody keep saying, man, after 150,000, probably had 190,000 or whatever, you flip that. Flip it how? Flip it how? How are you going to flip it? Most people don't have the business acumen to be able to take $100,000 and multiply it. Because you got to remember, a lot of these people still got mortgages. They still got car notes. They still got child support. They still got a day old lady at home that they trying to get away from because, they only want to spend the afternoon with her. They're not trying to spend the whole daytime with her. No, I'm going to keep it 100 with you because I'm telling you from the perspective of a person that's seen old timers don't retire. And the minute that they retired, they died. I've seen guys in the plant for over 50 years. I've seen guys in the plant that had over 50 years in the plant. And the minute that they pushed them guys out, they made the incentive so good that they had to take the buyout, took their pension, because you got to remember, we live in a day and age where they doing 401ks. Back then, they was giving pensions, right? To the old auto workers, the old steel workers, them guys had pensions. All right, you give us 30 years, 35 years, we'll give you a pension, right? So a lot of those guys was getting pensions, they was getting retirement payments, and then they would come in, back in, and they would rehire in to the plant, and so they would be double dipping, right? They would be double dipping. And what I found is that these guys had extra families on the side. They had little young chicks that they was dealing with that had a baby from them, right? Their whole life was the plant. That was their social life. They went to the bar with their friends in the union. They partied with them. They went on fishing trips with them. They bought cars with them. They came in and talked stuff. They played with the number man. They've seen guys come and go, and that's what their life is. Their life, and they finally got the position that they want that makes them super comfortable, where they ain't got to hardly do no work, and they come in, and they do what they got to do, and they enjoy their life. That is their life. In their mind, you may be thinking, oh, old timer, you ain't living no life. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. They are comfortable. They happy with their life. They know that they don't ever have to worry about no money because their paycheck gonna be there. The company done took care of them. They stay on the company A-plan papers. They keep them a Stankin' Lincoln or a Cadillac, right? House probably paid off. This is their life. So that's the first group of people. The second group of people, you got to talk about the younger group of people, the people that hasn't been there for only less than 10 years, right? So let's talk about the people that's less than 10 years. They are a little bit more enthusiastic because they're not as higher up a chain. Their job may be a little bit harder because they don't have as much seniority, right? $150,000, $100,000 after taxes. It seems good to them because it's like, yo, baby, you know what we can do with that? They got a different mindset because their circumstances is different. So now they thinking, you know what? We can pay off these student loans. We can pay off these cars. We can get out of debt. We can put a little bit up, maybe take $10,000 of it, spend a little bit of it, having vacation, and we free, and I can go and get another job. They got a different mindset because they looking at it as opportunistic. Let's be clear. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to put it in the stock market or put it 100% in investment and just let it sit and do its thing. Nobody. You know why? Because these are regular, everyday people that have obligations, requirements. They got kids. They got college funds, they got student loans, they got credit cards, they got home loans, they got all refinancing, they got Afterpay and Klarna, and this is their opportunity to get from under all of that. And so a lot of those people feel like, okay, you know what? Well, let me get on my job hunt because I can go and find another job. I got my mans that can give me the hookup. I could be a truck driver. I can go get my CD, whatever. But I need this 100,000 right now to be able to get me over the hump. Now, the people that you really are that are really trying to figure this out is people like him. People that's been there more than 10, but less than 30. I call those the middle class workers because they stuck between a rock and a hard place. And it's hard for them because they got a lot of seniority. And so they don't want to give that up. They finally can move up the ladder. They see the older guys and they don't necessarily think that the older guys are so awesome. The older guys is feeling good, but they don't want to be like the older guys, but they're not young enough to feel as though, you know what I'm saying? I'm enthusiastic, but they got stability. Their kids is kind of big. They don't want to move schools. They not so sure. They see what's happening in the job market. They're a little bit more educated, right? And so those people are kind of like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They hoping that the companies stay profitable and stay in business and all of that stuff. And so those are the people that try to figure out, man, should I take it? Should I not take it? I don't know. Those are the ones that are concerned. Under 10, they already know what they're going to do. Past 35, really, they already got their plan of what they're going to do. And so if the company offer it to them, I'm going to take it and I'm going to just get my retirement popping off of that. The people that's more than 10, less than 30, those are the people that's stuck in a dilemma. And every last one of those people have a circumstance, right? They have to evaluate their individual plans. Those are the ones that got to go home and talk to their old lady, talk to their girl. Hey, baby, I knew I should have went and got that bachelor's degree, right? Because the company was paying for it, but I ain't really think about it. But I don't know, baby. I got to go with the team. The union going to protect us. And you got a good job. I got a good job. I mean, we doing good, right? But think about what we could do with that, you know? That'll really get us over the hump, put us over the 8 ball. We can, you know, pay off some stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a job that pay as much as I'm making now. And I got the opportunity to make more because, you know, we got another contract coming up in 6 years. And I think that that's really going to get us there. And, you know, by that time, LaJason, he going to be off to school. And we could buy the lot next door, throw some barbecues, and put some money in my old school. But then I could probably do that over the next few years anyway. Boy, you ain't gonna put no money into that car. You love that car, but you just like it sitting in the garage. That's the dilemma, right? Yeah, Jason. Hey, baby, you sleep. Hey, babe, you sleep? I'm trying to figure it out. But see, he only telling her half the story. Anton, what do you mean he only telling her half the story? First of all, he ain't really telling her that it's a whole 150. He probably gonna tell her like a 75 because she already gonna be making plans for the money. So he trying to make sure he keep that on the low. Yeah, we got a buyout. Well, how much is it gonna be, honey? I don't know exactly. I gotta wait for the offer. I think it's gonna be like 75. We can do some things with that. Then he got him a little thing, a little boo thing out there. You know what I'm saying? And he told her he loved her too. You know? Holding her down, telling her he was always going to take, you know, I'm always be there for you, right? Yes, I know. You know, sometimes I just get lonely. Oh, baby, don't worry about that, you know. So he got to make sure that he covered on all bases because he got obligations. He got a whole nother family out there. It's them old school dudes, boomers was good for having 2 or 3 families. And nobody knew about each other most of the time. Yes, he do, Nichelle. Yes, he do. No. You said that that's the work wife. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all missing it. Y'all are missing it. I'm talking about the women that he bring up to see his buddies at the Union Hall. Ain't no work wife. They not dealing with the chicks that's in the plant. The chicks that's in the plant has been there for a while, right? That's the young bulls game. They the ones that get enthusiastic when they see a new hire. Oh man, you see that chick? She bad as hell, bro. That's the Chrysler plant, the East Jefferson plant. All right. These is guys that's been dealing with these chicks for a little while. She got her own place. He see his family on the weekday. You know, this ain't a work wife. This is a situation that he in. He got a whole family. You missing it. He got a family. All right. Warren Truck Plant. Shout out to the Warren Truck Plant. Shout out to East Jefferson. Shout out to the Mac plant. Shout out to UA. Shout out to Flat Rock. The Mustang plant out in Flat Rock. Y'all out there wilding. Y'all crazy out in Flat Rock. Shout out to Dearborn. And shout out to the Kentucky plant. I see y'all over in Kentucky doing y'all thing over there. Y'all over there got a whole thing happening in Kentucky where they make the F-150 over in Kentucky too. Y'all crazy out there in Kentucky. You know how it is, boss. See? Facts. That was my grandfather. Found out 3 years ago I have an uncle I ain't never met. You don't even know about that. You'll find out at the funeral. Kentucky and Dearborn Truck. That's a fact. Kansas City. Yep. Aircraft plans be crazy too? Shh. See, y'all think that y'all got something popping off at Amazon. Y'all ain't got nothing. Amazon is a microcosm of what we've mastered in the plants in Detroit for years. We have hundreds of, we got a century worth of networking inside of these plants. What y'all got going on in Amazon, inside of y'all little Amazon warehouses, that's child's work. That's child's play. Fighting over these little hussies over there. That's small. That's little work. Yeah, man, you got this new baddie inside of the Amazon plant. Y'all late. Y'all late to the game. All of the plants is wild. Same with your grandfather, Keisha.
Damn no. But it's people that been working for UPS for 40 plus years, man. Like,
and they ain't going nowhere.
40 plus years, bro. Go enjoy your family. Go see the world, bro. Like, get out this brown. Like, ain't nothing much brown in the world, dog. Unless you taking shits every goddamn day. Ain't nothing much brown in the world. They're gonna make me come in there and do 40 fucking years.
Yeah, right.
But that's just me though. But hey, always to each his own. But that's just me. But like I said though, man, that buyout, 150,000, yeah, it sounds good, but that's all before taxes. After taxes, you might get 190, or something like that in that price range. You know what I'm saying?
He was already planning on going into the 18-wheeler, so I don't know what he's talking about. He going. He'll be there. He'll be there. Make sure you guys. Hey, be careful, y'all taking that buyout. Make sure you got something popping off and don't think that just because you start a business, it's gonna take off. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Y'all said that beeping would make me crash out. Nah, he used to it. He hear that. I bet you that he don't even hear that beep no more. I bet you that he doesn't even hear that beep no more. Beep, beep. He don't hear that. He don't hear it no more. At all. That junk is like white noise to him. Guarantee it. I am your father. That was a masterclass just now. You're going to get me sent home today. That first video was crazy. You had to shut the camera. Hey, man, I don't know what's wrong with these. They be putting up bad content for me to review, bro. Honestly, I'll take 150K and pivot into something else, pay off that debt, pay off whatever debt you have to keep it pushing, glass half full mentality. Well, Chris Cunningham, I would have too. And the reason why I would have took it is because I always got something popping. I always got something in the fire. I never seen myself after a certain age being inside of the plant, being in corporate America for the rest of my life. I always had a plan to get up out of there. I couldn't wait for somebody to offer me a bag. It didn't even matter if I didn't have nothing going on. I would have figured it out because I felt like I was a hustler. I would have felt like I was a hustler. I would have figured it out. Oh, USPS. We got to get into USPS. Speaking of degenerate,
The U.S. Postal Service says it is facing a, quote, cash crisis and will temporarily suspend contributions to its worker pension plans. At the same time, CBS News Texas has learned that dozens of local retired postal workers have been waiting months just to receive their retirement benefits with little to no explanation for the delays. Billy Wright served 29 years as a U.S. postal worker. The 60-year-old retired from the Postal Service back in November and says he's been waiting now more than 5 months for his retirement benefits with little progress.
It's waiting with nobody telling you what's going on. No one answers your questions. You can't get a hold of anybody. I'm having trouble paying my bills. I've almost lost my automobiles, my family automobiles. My rent is $1,600 a month. I've been borrowing money.
Similarly, 79.
Listen, what I'm telling y'all, bro. When these people take these buyouts, when these people retire, when these people decide to exit the workforce, and they've been working for 30, 40, 35 years, 37 years, you know what? We're going to promise you to pay off your pension and whatever, so on and so forth. These people are not, most of the time, well off. Y'all think that these people be having it good, that, oh, man, you've been in the workforce for the rest of your life? No, they're in the same boat as everybody else. Not only are they in the same, look, Kimmy, I got my cup today. Not only are they in the same boat as everybody else, a lot of times when they retire, they wind up going to get a job at Walmart and they be over there checking your receipts. What you got in your basket? Let me see your basket. Strawberries, pineapples. What's that other bag you got there? Oh, you went to the pharmacy. Okay, all right. So you went to the pharmacy. So you pay for that. You pay for that at the pharmacy? Okay, we don't worry about that. Come on through. Let me see a basket. See a receipt. What's your name? I'm Anton Daniels. Where I know you from? True story. Listen, true story. True story. Where I know you from? I don't know. See, you got some strawberries. Okay. I feel like I've seen you before. Young man. Young man. I remember you. You and the comedian. I like the way you stood up there. You know, you represented for the city because you're not gonna let nobody take your lunch. All right. I see you got some strawberries. I like that. Go around now. I like that. I like how you stand up for yourself. You know what? When I was your age, I had so much vigor. I would tell him, I would have said the same thing as you. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Come back, see me now. That's how they be. Retired. How do I know that they retired? Because let me tell you the second half of the story. Now, this is the second half. So then I go out, I get in my car. When y'all see me do these invitations and stuff, it's because this is what I really experience in life, right? When I tell y'all what happened to these plants and all of that. So then I go and I get in my car. You know what I'm saying? I get in the vroom, 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 vroom. I get in the Porsche. I get in the vroom, vroom. He looking out the whole time out of the doors, the revolving doors. Then he come out there. Young man, I see you shining. Ooh, wait. You know, this is what they tell me. Now you know that this is a fine automobile. Okay. Now, I want to tell you, I got a channel too. All right. I haven't put anything up yet because I'm still trying to figure it out. But let me tell you what I do. You know me, I was on WJBD AM radio announcer when I was younger. Yeah, I used to go to Chrysler, and then we would go to the AM radio, and we would make sure that we do our announcements. So you got any work? You need anything? I do WJBD. And in the morning, and make sure you get your pineapples in there, Arabia. You like that, young man? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Now, if you need any help with announcements, or you got any products that you want to push, come see me, young man, because I like that. What else you drive? Oh, was you up there with his that Hellcat? Oh man, you got the Lincoln too? Oh, my coworker was telling me about that. He was telling me about that. He said he never seen one of those around here just lately. And I said, he either pushing drugs or he got a business. And I come to find out I was already watching you. This is real life. When I go outside and I stop at Walmart, or I go to CVS, or I go to get my car washed, this is what I experience on a regular basis. Young man. You know, I used to be an announcer back in my WJBD. All the time, anytime, in the morning, in the afternoon. You like that, young man? You like that, young man? So I just sit there and I talk and I entertain it. And I have conversations with people and I interact with people in real life. And then, Anton, you need a vlog on the next one. So then when I come in here and I talk to y'all on the Millionaire Morning Show, when I come in here and I talk to y'all on the Millionaire Morning Show, I'm telling you what I see in real life. That's where I gain my inspiration. That's why I have to be in the streets. So I got to be out at Walmart. I got to go out downtown. I got to go see what the hoes is talking about. Got to see what's happening in your country and got to see what's happening in your city, because it all just stores up in my brain and I don't know when it's going to come out. But sometimes then it just be like, man, I know what they be talking about because I just met an old man that was doing this and this is what he said to me. And so that is how I gain my real life experience. I got to be in the field, and being in the field is being out here and seeing what people are really dealing with. And when I'm looking at them and I'm talking to them and I find it, I think that people, God did us a favor, bro. God did us a favor when he gave us each other and the ability to talk and interact with each other. When I go outside, and I'm going to get back to the story in a second. When I go outside, and let me tell you what my real joy in life is, when I'm talking to people and I get to watch them and observe them while they talking to me or they interacting with each other. And for whatever reason, I just find it so fascinating to see the interaction between humans. And I look at them And I think that they are so funny. And I probably laugh at least 40 times a day because I'm giggling, I'm laughing, I'm talking to people. And sometimes I just be sitting back watching and I'll be like, they crazy. Or they this, or they that. And it's just so fun to live life and go outside because I get to really see how people are doing things. And I just, for whatever reason, I pay attention to the details and I look at how they hold their glasses and what tattoos they got on and how ghetto she is and which ones is going to fight. And I just be looking around like, look at these crazy people all around me. And it's hilarious. It is so funny and it's hilarious.
9-year-old Judy Moreland also spent more than 25 years with the Postal Service. She's been trying since October to access her workers' compensation benefits.
To me, there's no excuse. This is something that the government does. They do not rush. When you owe them, you have to pay them right away. And when they owe you, they'll take their time.
The U.S. Office of Personnel Management reports that thousands of retirees nationwide are facing similar delays. The two main reasons: the Postal Service's shift from a paper-based system to an electronic system recently, and a surge in federal retirements, all making it hard for the service to stay on top of those retirement filings.
The Postal Service has never, and when I say never, ever been solvent. A lot of people say that, no, they're not funded by the federal government. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because we basically subsidize their existence because they've never been profitable, ever. And actually, the funniest part about it is that this is the reason why I say that I don't like the government controlling our money, because they don't even know how to run a business. Bro, the very fundamentals of trying to run the post office, if you can't get that right, ain't no way in hell you're going to sit here and tell me that y'all can manage our money effectively. Ain't no way in hell that y'all going to sit here and tell me that y'all know how to manage. Man, the Postal Service is so insolvent. If we didn't need, as a fundamental right in the United States, to guarantee our mail, I would almost say that we need to just abolish the Postal Service, bro. But you can't. I think that we should somehow, some way, we need to whittle it down to only a need-based service, meaning that it has to service the things that we have to have it service. I don't think it should be a thing. I mean, you talk about these vehicles, the contracts, it's all bad. It's all bad. And so whatever these other private entities, the Amazons, the whatever they can't service, then that's what we should have the Postal Service for. It's for the need-based services, the rural areas where you have to get service. Other than that, man, hell no, bro. Hell no. At all. Whatsoever. And now you got all of the retirees saying that they 5 months behind and possibly getting their benefits. It's a lot of this stuff that's a tax burden on us, OG. The USPS has lost $120 billion since 2007. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And it's basically subsidized by the taxpayers. Subsidized by the taxpayers. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I gave y'all y'all freedom yesterday, and y'all didn't know how to act. On room 9, I did a test run. I unlocked everybody. I gave everybody their freedom, and people didn't know how to act. They was out of control. Wild. I might have to trying to figure out how many people can deserve their freedom papers over on the Millionaire Morning Show. You know what I'm saying? King DJ Tricks is in the building from Canada, says, which female cheats more? Which female cheats more? Nurses, police, athletes, or teachers? I think you need a fifth option, or all of the above. Contrary to popular belief, we try to limit it down to jobs. I believe that it's just all of them. I don't think that any female is any different in any profession. I don't think that nurses cheat any more than police officers. Shit, I know some police officers that have busted down for a real one. I don't really know any like WNBA players in real life, so I don't know nothing about them. Teachers, they all busting each other down. I think that it's all. I think that when you put men and women in the same space, then men and women do what men and women do. Men and women do. Man, listen, bro. I ain't even gonna say none of that, bro. They all do the same thing, bro. No, they all do the same thing. HTP Flame, you can actually say the curse words or whatever. Here, you're not limited. So as far as I know, nobody is limited to what they can type inside of the chat. As far as like, you can say cuss words and the N-word and all of that. I don't know if YouTube will limit you, but as far as I know, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check. I don't think I got any censorship on that whatsoever. Let me see. Customization, settings, community moderation, comments on moderation, none. Nope. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. There are no limits on my channel. Chat lives matters. Look. I knew somebody was going to test them limits. I knew somebody was going to try to say it. Nah, I don't put no limits on nothing. So, I told you, chase the alpha. It's the truth. It's the truth. It is the truth. You ain't banned here, Andrew. Let me see what else is going on. Metro worker killed. Let me see something. Let me test this out right now.
Russia is experiencing rising public frustration as authorities expand internet shutdowns and tighten restrictions on the internet, particularly in Moscow and St. Petersburg, where mobile connectivity has been repeatedly disrupted in recent weeks. Residents in both cities report widespread outages affecting mobile internet, banking services, navigation apps, and messaging platforms. Officials have linked the disruptions to security measures aimed at countering Ukrainian drone attacks, but the scale and repetition of the blackouts have triggered concern among users and digital rights groups. Human Rights Watch said the shutdowns form part of a broader pattern of tightening digital control, warning that repeated restrictions are disrupting daily life and undermining freedom of information across Russia. At the same time, access to major Western platforms, including YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, remains restricted, while messaging apps such as Telegram and WhatsApp have faced periodic throttling. VPN services, widely used to bypass censorship, are also being increasingly targeted, with Russian regulators blocking hundreds of providers, according to Reuters.
So Russia has been basically censoring people even more. And now they are really, really engaged in making sure that they control and shut down what people can and can't do on the internet. Because they are basically trying to control and use propaganda to create a narrative in Russia. Ain't that crazy? You know, this helps me to realize how blessed we are in the United States. We talk a lot of stuff. We criticize the president and Congress and all of these things. But I would not rather be anywhere in the world than right here in the good old US of A. We ain't perfect. And I'm not sure that there is a perfect place on earth. But man, I tell you, the ability to say what I want to say when I want to say it is a blessing. And the fact that I don't have to worry about certain sites being censored like YouTube and WhatsApp. And if I want to go on Facebook, I can, and all of this stuff. Jason A-Team says it will come here eventually. No, it's not. No, it won't. No, it won't. Y'all been saying that for the last 30 years. It's not. Because it's what makes the U.S. the U.S. Now, if you was to tell me, well, they're going to put certain things into the media to make sure that they spin the propaganda or to make people think a certain thing, then that's one thing. But to completely censor certain things, impossible. Obviously, you haven't been on X, formerly known as Twitter, because it ain't no censorship over there. There is no censorship over on X. Boy, because I know that academics, he be using it to pull up information and videos and stuff like that. I largely lean towards long form media, and I'll pull up clips here and there from other platforms. For the most part, I source most things from YouTube. And the reason is because, like, whenever it is that I'm reacting to something or whatever, is because I know that it's safe for me to view. If I go on X, I don't know how academics do it. I don't know how academics do it. Because if you go on X, you're liable to run right into the bad. William says, Anton, it was happening, shadow banning and censorship, especially during COVID. That's true. That's why I said that we're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? We do have some things that we got to continue to fight for, but that's why we have fights. That's why we have revolutions. That's why we protest. That's why we do things over here in order to make sure that we keep things the way that it's supposed to be so that we remove the censorship. Thank God for ethical billionaires. And when I say ethical, I'm talking about ethically upholding the Constitution, right? Because if it wasn't for Elon, as much as people try to make it seem like Elon is the bad guy, if it wasn't for him buying X or Twitter, if it wasn't for him buying Twitter and then releasing the files of everything that they was doing, and nobody even tripped about the files that they released to show that they were literally censoring Republicans and conservatives. I open up X and I just be careful. I get very, very careful because I don't be knowing what's going to go on X at all. Correct, your car. Democrats were the ones that were censoring us. But they do this everywhere. They do this in China. They do this in Russia. They do it in Iran. They do it in all of the places that y'all support the most.
The disruptions have sparked visible dissatisfaction among urban populations, particularly in Moscow, where residents rely heavily on mobile internet for transport, payments, and communication. Users have described repeated outages as increasingly disruptive to daily life, with some reporting difficulties accessing essential services during peak shutdown periods. Independent digital rights monitors say the restrictions are contributing to growing resentment, especially in large metropolitan areas. Alongside restrictions, Russian authorities are accelerating efforts to build a more controlled domestic internet environment. State-backed platforms are being promoted as alternatives to Western services, while lawmakers have expanded legal powers, allowing security services to restrict connectivity during what they describe as emergency situations. Officials argue these measures are necessary to protect national security amid ongoing Ukrainian drone strikes and cyber threats. The internet restrictions have also caused protests. On
Ukrainian drone strikes. And y'all sitting here telling us about how Russia is so successful and how they have any leverage whatsoever and they can't even protect themselves. Russia can't even protect their own country. They getting drone strikes from Ukraine. I remember they said that the war over in Russia was going to be over in 2 weeks, and that Russia was going to take over Ukraine, and Ukraine wouldn't even be able to fight back. Crazy. It say my audio is off from my screen share. Okay, hold on. Let me stop this. Let me refresh. Give me a second. Let me reshare that again. Hold on. Share screen.
We are seeing raw evil in Ukraine.
Faith leaders from around the city prayed for the people of Ukraine.
When we said never again after the war, we didn't put a question mark after it.
They were joined by Governor Kathy Hochul.
Freedom is not free. It must be fought for and never taken for granted. And wherever it becomes under assault, freedom-loving nations like ours and those throughout the world must stand.
Meanwhile, in Europe, the debate rages about how to end Russia's assault. Vice President Harris is visiting neighboring Poland after the United States disagreed with the NATO allies' plan to supply fighter jets to Ukrainian forces. There's concern flying those jets into the war zone could start a direct conflict with Russia.
So we have to work through the specifics of these things going forward.
Threats of a nuclear catastrophe also remain at the forefront. The Chernobyl site, seized by Russia shortly after the invasion, has been unplugged from the power grid and is operating on backup generators only. Power is needed to cool radioactive material there. Elsewhere, refugees now topping 2 million continue to flee Ukraine, this time amidst a tentative but temporary humanitarian ceasefire. Although once again, it appears Russia is not keeping its commitment to allow civilians to escape. Ukraine says a children's and maternity hospital was bombed.
Now, you got to remember that this was 4 years ago, more than 4 years ago.
The city of Strait in Republic of Bashkortostan came under a drone attack. Ukrainian kamikaze drones targeted the Avangard chemical plant located in the city.
Now, this was just yesterday. So they're still fighting They're still fighting Ukraine more than 4 years, and they said that they would take over Ukraine in 2 weeks. Four years. And they said that they would take over Ukraine in 2 weeks. Stupid, bro. Now they've gotten to the point to where they basically are censoring the internet, and they don't want people to know about what's happening outside of Russia. It's sad. It's very, very sad. And
29th, police in Moscow detained at least 14 people during a peaceful demonstration against internet restrictions, while another 5 individuals were arrested in other cities. 2 protesters reported being beaten during the detentions. According to Human Rights Watch Europe and Central Asia Director Hugh Williamson, Russia's internet shutdowns and its response to peaceful demonstrations constitute clear violations of the country's obligations to uphold freedom of expression, access to information, and the right to peaceful assembly. Critics explain that Kremlin's policy is aimed at tightening control over information flows and limiting access to independent news sources. Security fears shape Kremlin posture after Iran developments. The tightening of digital controls has also coincided with heightened security sensitivity within the Kremlin following the killing of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, in US-Israeli airstrikes last month.
Будущее 25-й общевойсковой армии 67-й дивизии 36-го полка штурмового отряда. Третьи сутки находимся привязанными к дереву, наручниками, без еды, без воды, без всего, в туалет никуда не возят. Вот такие вот дела.
Точно такой же я, ничего сказать.
Военнослужащий 25-й общевойсковой армии 67-й дивизии 36-го полка штурмового отряда.
So Russia is basically mistreating its own soldiers, tying them to trees because they don't want to go out to die. And y'all sitting here talking about how great Russia is and how much they winning and all of this stuff. Nah, we good. That's why I have to do my own research. I go in and I see certain things that's happening, and I got to figure out why they cutting off the internet, why they doing this, why they doing that. I'm always going to be USA forever. I'm always going to be United States of America forever. So y'all got to familiarize yourself with more things that's happening over across the water and in these spaces, because it's more than just what y'all think. King DJ Trick says, oh yeah, I read that one. Shout out to you. Nobody loves to see you shining more than an OG. Shout out to Jay Miller. I appreciate you, bro. Chase the Alpha says WJBD all the time, anytime. Z says, AD, I literally go and hang out with the old homeless fellas at the gas station just to stay on point. Andre Farrar says, USPS is a government service no different than TSA, Homeland Security, Department of Defense, etc. Money lost by USPS pales in comparison to these agencies. But don't we pay a fee in our airplane tickets for the TSA? Brain Clarity finally says, yeah, I remember that hunt, young blood, young. No, they say that the hat make my man young blood. I got a new career because USPS has closed entire truck contractors like 10 rows and now leasing 2 foreign drivers. Equal Opportunity Smoke. Shout out to my dog EOS in the building. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Yeah. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. What is it, Wednesday night? Wednesday night, Q show tonight. We getting it popping. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight. Peace.